I need to psych up before this shitstorm starts, chat. Fucking exhausted. 12 hours of work really does a lot on you, by the way. I don't wish that on anybody, unless they have to do it. I'll see you in a minute. Or two. I already know that tonight is going to be a funny night. So I've taken extra precautions to be just as funny tonight. So, oh my gosh! This, like, is literally one of the dumbest months I've ever seen. And I've seen some pretty dumb months before. They say that, it's harder to cover things that, like, you feel like are related to you. Cause, like, when just for some context here, when a lot of drama that I cover, well, it has never been related to me. Check Discord. Okay, give me one moment. Thank you. A lot of the drama I've covered has never been related to me. And I would say for the most part, today's drama doesn't either. But the problem that I have is I feel like I'm stuck in the middle about things. And now, like, in the middle of choosing sides. By the way, chat, I am going to tell you right here, right now. Number one, if you follow me, I will get to it at the end. I'm going to not talking about... If you super chat me, if it's reliant to the conversation, sure. But I will get to fan shit at the end, because I am going to be in a constant ring of emotions right now. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have to get my thoughts and feelings out here, because if I don't, they're going to eat me alive. I feel like so upset right now. All right, so upset. Because it's hard to illustrate how I'm feeling right now, you know, chat. The background is kind of just how I've been feeling all day, because, like, you know, I wanted to come home and make a video. I did that yesterday. Wanted to come home and make a video, and I was gonna come home. I wanted to talk about Chris Tyson, which I will not talk about tonight, because that whole shit I still want to sift through, because oddly enough, the Chris stuff is way more complicated than I feel like some people are making it out to be, alright? Because some people, like, literally, I listened to a bajillion videos while I was on the way to work and at work today. And half of it is chalked down to, oh, Chris is into lolicon, which is a non-issue. The other half is Chris might have groomed somebody, which is an issue. And the problem is everybody's like jumping in different directions. And so I can't, like, I'm almost just not tempted to talk about it, because, like, the lolly thing is just like a losing issue. And I thought about how to address that, and I just don't. Like, I am fully of the mind that if it is not real, I don't care. But, like, you can't defend it, because if you do, it's just difficult. So, like, I'm stuck in a hard place of, like, wanting to talk about it, because obviously I think that if this stuff is true... Now, I will say this, chat, in regards to the Chris stuff, and then I'm hopping off of that. Even if the grooming stuff isn't true, if I was Jimmy, if I was Jim Jam, Mr. Beastman himself, he would have been fired from the revenge porn stuff that I heard he supposedly had. And I listened to a clip where he supposedly said, I have this thing, I might release it. I need to re-listen to it again, which is why I'm including might in there. But, like, if I had heard that alone, that's enough for me to want to fire somebody. Because, joking about... We're gonna get into the argument of whether or not jokes are, like, a serious thing tonight, by the way. Because, I have some opinions on that. But, like, if that is in itself the only reason why Chris, Tyson, Ava, however they choose to identify, if that's the issue, I would still fire them, hands down, because that's disgusting. I think back to a very portly Mexican-bound rage pig who was convicted. Well, is a no contest plea a conviction? That's a question for a lawyer that I am highly doubtful is in the chat right now. But that's still a crime. So, you know, that alone is just like a big issue to me. Close enough? Okay, I'll take your word for it. Chat, by the way, I am not a lawyer. I will not purport to be a lawyer or know lawyery things. I only know a couple of lawyers. I have watched a couple of lawyers, so... I'm sorry, I'm just, like... combined with my 12-hour shift and everything that's, like... This happened today. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to say that, like... what I'm trying to say is I am in a mood. And I'm really glad that I have a job now where I'm forced to kind of just like pay attention all the time. Because if I didn't, it would, I think I would be way more abrasive today than I was. So let me explain. Let me explain what's been going on right now, chat. I am in a spot where I am very... I don't even really want to say conflicted, because I already know the answer. At least I'm pretty sure I do. Tonight's stream, I'm going to start reading. But, like, no matter what I choose, people are going to be mad at me. I am, like, in a situation where I don't win right now. Because, I want to make everybody happy. And I'm just, like, of this position where I just don't know what to do. You know? So... but Keemstar was on side scrollers. I did hear about that. I'll have to give that a listen. What makes you happy? What makes me happy is being able to laugh at the bullshit in the world. And every single time there's drama, I'm able to laugh at things. I can't laugh at this. Like, genuinely. So, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna talk about the Kirsche Doc tonight. Kirsche, I've heard it pronounced so many different times. Please don't get mad. And by the way, if you are if your first time watching me is tonight, and you're a Kirsche viewer, hello. By the way, if this is your first time watching me tonight, and you are a dev viewer, if for some reason you're out there, also hello. I wanted to talk about this doc for a couple reasons. Kirsche? Okay. Nobody pronounces the name correctly? Well, I would like to. Kirsche. Thank you for the 5. And by the way, Nerdy, thank you for the 5 as well. Go nuts, thank you. I'll buy half a sub with that. It's cherry. I see. There are gonna be multiple points where I have to take a restroom break, by the way, just to restore my sanity. I have avoided talking about this because it was one of those things where I kind of kept it contained to Twitter. And the reason why I kept it contained to Twitter is because I have people that I love and respect on both sides of the argument here. Sorry, I have monitoring Discord too. And so because of that, like, I've just been saying to myself, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to, create a fire, I guess. But fuck it. I changed my mind, alright? I changed my mind, alright? Do you want to know what changed my mind? This doc coming out made me realize that I have absolutely no idea just how stupid things are. And, here, before... Let me start off with, sorry, I'm a little disorganized. You'll have to forgive me. It's again mostly due to the fact that now I work 12-hour days. Am I safe? Well, yes, I am safe. No, don't get it twisted. I am safe. That's not the issue. The issue is, again, I don't want to upset the people I love and the people I respect. So... And there are people that I tangentially respect that I don't want to, like, be bad faith on, I guess. I don't know. How bad is it? Let me first start off by ranting a little bit. I have... For a while. Where can I see this doc? Hold on a moment. I will copy paste it for you. 300 pages bad? Yes. Yes. I'm trying to choose my words carefully here, chat. You'll have to excuse me. But I have been extremely unsettled. I noticed this about a year ago, and it's been happening longer. Sorry, I have something in my hands because I'm autistic and I need to hold something to move. But I've noticed this influx, mostly in the pop culture spaces of people call them flesh tubers. I hate calling them that. It's just, I hate it. Of IRL personalities that are latching themselves onto VTubers. And the reason why is it's good. One, let's get good money, you know. There's a lot of grifters in the world. You know, you gotta grift off of the VTubers because they are an excellent source of content, of money. You know, you can talk about them. Oh, there was one I just thought of that I forgot to bring up, that I forgot her name on. That cat girl that was like shaming the lollies. I forgot her name. Where is it? There it is, the Catliente girl. This girl like pisses me off. And it's something that like bothers me. Because here, I'm gonna switch to this here. It really bothers me when we have because the reason why they do it is because it's very easy to latch on to the people or to the VTubers. You know, there's so many of them. You can just pick one out and latch on to them. Or in this girl's case, you know, you can do really, really, really shitty reaction stuff here. And you know, you can farm views. It's really, really easy to farm views for that kind of stuff. And it bothers me. It bothers me a lot because most, not all right? I am going to say this right now. Most, not all. And the reason why I say not all is because there are a few that I like. There are a few that I am okay with and that I tolerate. But what side do VTubers fall on? They don't. They're not. They have a personality, but they're not like part of the community. But these kinds of people, the ones that will latch on to VTubers because it is easy to make money on, they're not here for the community. They don't know they're not here for the community standards. They're not here to participate. They are here to make a check. They are here to make a check, and they are then going to leave. The worst part about this, in my opinion, is the fact that they bring their own ideals, their own values, their own set of restrictions, and try to impose them on the part of the community they've latched onto. Now, this is going to be very controversial. I know some people will probably be mad at me when I say this. Maybe not none of you in chat. But the first person I noticed that with, that skeeved me out, was Ricada. It was Ricada. Ricada attached himself well, he attempted to attach himself to Pippa. Oh, that's a bad view here. Hold on. He attempted to attach himself to Pippa. Now, technically, for a while, it was all right. Now, I will say I stopped paying attention to him when this part of his life was kind of happening because I just didn't care. You know, he stopped doing a lot of his trials. He started doing just more chill shit. So I didn't care. But he tried to attach himself to Pippa. Him and Camelot, you know, next person I was going to talk about. Camelot. Now, I am going to be completely transparent with you. Camelot is okay. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. Camelot follows me. I have talked to him. I have talked to many different people about his actions, and I have my own opinions on his actions. And part of my opinion goes into what my rant is. But my issue is that these people come into a community that is very tight-knit. I don't know if tight-knit is a good word, but they come into a community where they expect their values and their things to be accepted. I've talked about this with other people. I'm just going to use Camelot as the example because him and Rakeda are the only ones that like are the biggest red flags in my head. And again, if Camelot hates me for this, I apologize. Like, bro, I appreciated the moment that we could talk about God and shit, but like, this is an issue for me, okay? A very big issue for me. Camelot comes into this community. He's trying to be chill. And I know that, like, fucking, what's his name? The owner of Face Connect. I know that the owner of Face Connect is just a little wonky sometimes. And Camelot makes a bad joke. Let's be honest here, chat. In the world of VTubers, this is a horrible joke to make. And this is the thing that I'm going to bring up multiple times tonight. Sakana, yes. This is the thing that a lot of people, I don't feel like, realize. When it comes to VTubers, alright? When it comes to VTubers, you don't joke about doxing. What is the joke? It was the doxing. It was when he jumped in and made the doxing joke. And I've talked with multiple people about this. I've heard different, like, accounts from this. There's even a stream up where I talk with Ginny about this. Where I just am not sure how to feel about it. Still don't know how to feel about it. But, like, the big thing that I wish I was able to articulate, because I only figured this out today. Because, like, for the longest... Because, like, here's the thing, chat. And this is definitely something I thought about. When it comes to doxing... Oh, yes, everybody gets doxed eventually. What's the big deal? Well, okay. This is true. This is very true. Eventually, a good portion of the internet is going to get doxed. It is your job to operate your internet security in a way where that happens down the line. And you ingratiate your... You put yourself in with people that won't do that to you. Okay? Camelot comes into the community and he immediately breaks one of the biggest... He makes it sound like he breaks one of the biggest pieces of privacy that VTubers all share. And that is, you don't know who they look like or what they look like. Unless you're HoloLive. Most people in HoloLive you can kind of guess because they were big before then, but... The point is, that is not something you break. Did I watch the video on the Kumi situation? I have seen bits and pieces of it. I know for a fact that's not the only thing he did. I know that's not the only thing he did. But, like, I feel like when you come into a community where everybody has a basic understanding that you don't dox people or you don't joke about that. I'm remembering from memory the whole Shizzy drama where Shizzy the God was like flashing all of the Hololive girls out on page. You don't do that because it breaks the immersion. I mean, like, I feel like that's less of a point. And two, it is a unspoken rule where if you break it, nobody will respect you forever in this community. Nobody will care. There is no fixing it forever because the biggest piece of security for a lot of VTubers is their anonymity. Me personally, if it happens, I know it'll probably happen one day. Oh well. But like, not everybody is me. Not everybody is like able to secure themselves. I see. Welcome, Kirsche, by the way. And so, bring Kirsche on. No, so, chat. In order to keep things fair, I am gonna be solo tonight. Because if I bring one person on that I'm gonna talk about, the other person's gonna want to come on too. All right. Plus, Kirsch's listen. Part of the reason why I'm so upset that I see this going on is this kind of drama, this kind of gay ops shit that I see takes away from the real content that I feel like people want. This side tangent here. I'm not like obviously I'm a drama VTuber. I talk about the drama. I talk about the shit that I see. Everybody flings out their shit all the time. I don't want to see this when Kirsche is like dismantling the and explaining all of the shit that is behind the scenes when it comes to shit like Bridge. Like, I want to see more Bridge stuff. I'm trying to get into that because I want to learn and read about it. But I can't do that, and she can't study it if she has to deal with morons all day. She has to deal with bullshit all day. And so I'm upset that, I mean, I'm upset in the first place that this is happening, but I'm also upset that it's continuing. So, I mean, that's partially why I'm here. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. I'll get into that more in a moment here. When it comes to Camelot, like, and again, Kirsche brought it up perfectly. He doesn't leave people alone. He didn't leave anybody alone. Which is why everybody's just like, go away. But when it comes to Camelot, he broke one of the biggest rules in VTubing, which is you don't joke about that kind of stuff. You don't joke about people's identity. Like, that's just something that this community takes very seriously. All of that to really bring around and say, I have minus a few people. Legal Mindset's one of them, because Legal Mindset has actually got a good head on his shoulders. Whenever I see an IRL person walking into the VTuber scene, I instinctively have a distrust of them. Unless I know for a fact that they are a good person and that they are trustworthy. There's a few people where if they decided to step on the scene tomorrow, I would be okay with it. But I cannot be okay when I see Camelot walking in and then joking about one of the biggest VTubers in the industry, and having a picture of her. I can't, like I can't be okay with that. And people would tell me, it's like, oh, but bro, it's just a joke. It's like, okay, it is a normal joke for a lot of people, but not in this scene. I'm sorry, I'm looping now, but that's the problem I have. Flash people should be looked at. Yes, if you are a IRL person, if you're an IRL person, you will be looked through a skeptical lens, and you can blame people like them for that. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Bringing this around, it's all about them trying to grift off of it. And if it was just about the grifting, I would be okay with it if people were respectful. But again, people aren't, oops, wrong tab, apologies. People aren't respectful. Again, like, look at this. Look at this woman right here, single-handedly, like, reignited a drama that was dying down, all right? When it came to the Lollipop VTuber group, whom I have talked to, they had already decided to bury it. They talked to some of the main aggressors. I don't know if this was before or after, but this woman reignited and got more of these people suspended. Tourism, yes, tourism ruins everything. And I've argued with people about this, but there's not enough gatekeeping here. There needs to be more gatekeeping in VTubing, because if we don't, and I already feel like it's too late in some cases, but if we don't gatekeep, we're going to have more situations like what we have tonight. Now, to be honest with you, I hope nobody has to go through what Kirsche is going through right now. And I want to read through it. I need to give a preamble. Some people are going to think I'm really stupid for admitting this. I don't care. I just need to give you some context before I get into this, so that you understand my neutral stance. Because, yeah, I was not around for Gamergate. I was a missionary when Gamergate was going on. I used to be Mormon, and so I was not on the internet. I came home and had to study. I spent, like literally, I came home and started asking people what the fuck Gamergate was. Who all of these people were. I didn't learn about Jim until like 4 years ago. So, I had to play catch up. I'm sorry. It's okay. I found God my own way. But because of that, I am still learning about the people of that era that broke and destroyed people's trust and hurt things. Even Jim, yes, even Jim. Like, moving on to the main topic here, which is Short Fat Otaku and Kirsche and all these other people that are connected with him. Sorry, I'm trying to cycle here. I'm gonna use the restroom here in a moment. But when it comes to this, my first exposure to Dev was literally his tweet in March. That is the first time I learned about him. And I had no idea who this guy was. All I knew is that I followed Kirsche because she was cool. She talked about things that I cared about. She fought for things that I cared about. And I thought that was cool. This March, yes. March of 24. What tweet was that? I'm going to bring it up in a moment here. I'll bring it up when I get back from the restroom. But that was the first time I actually learned about him. And, I immediately forgot about him because he, again, like with all these Gamergate people, besides Ralph, besides Jim, besides some of these other random people that still linger around to this day, like, Dev just kind of does his own thing, for the most part. Like, in preparation for this moment, like, I've studied just, like, what he does. And besides whatever shit he does behind scenes, all I see him do is, like, shitty reaction videos to knockoff Darman videos. Which made me want to throw up. But, I didn't know anything about him. And it's only been the last 2 months that I have been more exposed to the reality of things. Now, I need to use the restroom. I really need to use the restroom. I, like, chugged some energy before I came back here, because, again, I'm running on 4.5 hours of sleep. I appreciate you for bearing with me. Give me, like, 2 minutes to use the restroom, guys. When I get back, we'll continue on here. So, just give me a moment. Okay, we'll switch this just for a moment. Alright, apologies about that, chat. I am definitely gonna, like, take a few of those. I could joke and call them smoking breaks, but I don't smoke. Right. So, the reason why I need to give that preamble is because I am somebody that knows nothing, and I am learning for basically the first time a lot of the shit that will be reviewed tonight, and I'm okay with that, so that I feel like I can be more unbiased. Because while I am somebody that likes Kirsche, I want to be neutral, so that at the very least, people told me to expect bullshit, but I would hope that if I am, for the most part, unlearned, I can come to my own conclusions, and then people can't be mad when I looked at both sides here. All right? Cool. Awesome. Great. We'll try to explain the full background. Awesome. With that out of the way, I said it on Twitter, I'm pretty sure. I want to, oops, I don't want to create a Twitter space. I am going to bring it up again, just so that people understand. I am taking this document as the Kirsche side of things. And I have, in order to be as good faith as possible, even though I know some people will probably say it's not, I have asked, I have asked Dev for his side as well. And it's a lot shorter. He gave me permission to share it. Sorry. Proctor, I saw your message. But I'm saying this now so that you know I am trying to, even though people tell me that Dev does not deserve fair treatment, I am doing this specifically and only because I want to give both sides, and then we'll come to the conclusion. Prepare for self-inflicted brain damage. Oh my gosh. And I'm not gonna say who, but thank you to my friend who allowed this to be the case. I will not be showing messages because I have agreed not to show messages. But I will read what he said. He has given me permission to read what he said, so he can't say no. I asked specifically, can I read what you said? And we're going to we will go through his first because it is the shortest. And then we will we'll start with the document. Now I'm gonna say it's already been an hour, almost an hour. I'm probably not gonna get through all of this tonight. Although I did, with the mild skimming I did do, a lot of the document is screenshots. So if I need to do a second stream of this, I will do another stream of this. We'll see though. We'll see though. So it's 300 pages. It depends on what window you open it in. I've had it as small as 189. And that's using a taller screen, I guess. She's got the receipts. There's a lot there. Now, I will also say, I asked a few people about the document because I wanted to know some information. I was told that this document is roughly a week or so old. However, a lot of the contents in it is old because people did archiving, which is good, by the way. You archive everything. Kirsche studied to be an FBI investigator. That I did not know. That is cool. It's 2 years worth of stuff. I saw, because this starts back in 2022, which is just... I didn't know see, that's the thing that, like, breaks my brain. This is 2 years ongoing. I don't understand how that can go on for so long. And I am hoping... Thank you for the 5. I will read all of your chat messages again at the end if I don't now. I am hoping and praying that it is easy to come to a conclusion. And I think it will be. I think it will be. She was hoping, yeah, so from my understanding, and again, we'll read more of this as we get into it. The entire reason why this document exists is because this hasn't stopped. This hasn't stopped. And it sounds one-sided. If it is, it's going to make my decision a whole lot easier for a lot of different things. But how can people go on for 2 years like this? I know that I've been told by a couple of people how naive I am when it comes to internet blood sports and internet wars. I understand that, like, people can be stupid for a while, but I didn't think that, like, I don't know. I'm just gonna start reading here. All right. So, like I said, Dev sent me his little side here. All I basically asked him was, what is your side of the drama? And I told him, I told him, so he should know, I am reporting on this. He may be here right now. I don't want people to, like, shout themselves out, but I don't know. I didn't tell him where, but cool background. I know, right? I had a pretty good artist make it for me. But I asked him, what is your role in all of this? Start the reading? Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just, like, trying to move through. And he says, there are 4 players. And by the way, chat, if there is inconsistencies, if you point them out, yeah. He says, there are 4 players. Rage, a guy I don't know well. Spooky, a guy I cut off for unrelated reasons months ago. Dragonfat, my friend and moderator, and me. So, right off the bat, he is telling me. First person Rage is a guy he does not know. Spooky is somebody that he cut off a couple months ago. Dragonfat is his moderator, which infers to me that they are still his moderator, and himself. Kirsche's document is her trying to tie us together in a conspiracy to F with her. I don't know Spooky, I do know Spooky hated her, and Spooky pushed Dragonfat into hating her as well. Dragonfat also cut Spooky off and does not care about Kirsche. But there was never any conspiracy. We were never in a group planning shit. Kirsche is schizoing out. Like, I'm quoting this, by the way. Arch pointed out that Kirsche lied about how their conversation went down, and he links Arch's tweet. And unironically, Arch's tweet is why I am streaming today. I would have made this into a video, but Arch's tweet is why I'm streaming today. We're going to go over Arch's tweet a little bit later, because I want to read Kirsche's response to it as well. And said, so let me read that. Arch pointed out Kirsche lied about how their conversation went down and said he has no evidence of me running gay ops. Kirsche also lied about another section of the document I have when the doc says September 30th, 2023, 11 days later, Kirsche appears on Archcast with V, Arch, and SFO. Kirsche was unfamiliar with Archcast and was unaware SFO would be a guest on at the time, same time as her. That is a lie. As I approached her 90s earlier to confirm that. And then he gives me a screenshot of, I'm assuming these are old DMs of his. I don't know. I'm not going to show them on stream. Oh, shit. My apologies. We're not going to show them on stream. But... we're not going to continue to show them on stream. But... this is what was said. I don't care. You know what? Fuck it. I'm sorry. I don't care. Listen. It was unintentional. I'm sorry. Okay? SFO, I'm sorry. That was unintentional. We saw nothing. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're just going to keep to this. That seems safer for me. And in these DMs... it appears that he is going through speaking with Kirsche about appearing on the show. Kirsche, and this is 7/21/23. Flamingo Man said you wanted to run something by me. SFO says, yes, hi, squiggly mark. I don't like it when people use a squiggly mark, by the way. I know when your community went in a mini revolt over my chatting, at least part of it was over the Sargon v Jim thing. I'm sure I must have mentioned that me, Sargon, Arch, and V were a tight group. And then he links a tweet where Kirsche is talking about V. I just want to let you know that I'm also co-host on the Archcast. Me, Arch, and V Arch V, considering the problems I caused you last time. If you'd rather not be there when you come on, Sag, but I understand. I'll step out if you prefer. I bring it up because you seemed very sensitive to the possibility of blowback last time. Not that I blame you, and I saw this. And he links another tweet where somebody says, how many more SFO situations do you want? The beginnings of trouble, tongue face out. And then Kirsche says, I'm not going to kick you out of the place that you're a co-host of regularly. I'm very much drama adverse. So I'd like to avoid getting into actual IBS style things. Okay. So it sounds like what he's claiming is that she knew he was going to be there. He continues on to say, we were actually quite friendly until Kirsche began to make demands of me regarding DragonFat deposits, but I was in the private server DragonFat made the threat of, I'm going to ruin Kirsche by dropping a doc on her, and there's no evidence of anything happening there. DragonFat said that she was angry in the moment and apologized to me for it, but she never actually did any digging on Kirsche. Is DragonFat a female? I'm assuming DragonFat is a female, based upon the fact that he used she twice. It's only after Kirsche started swinging at me publicly did multiple people send me stuff from Kirsche's Discord. I didn't tell them to do it, but I sure as shit didn't say no when they did. Lamau. Basically, the doc tries to pin a bunch of shit other people did on me because I know them or knew them. It is BS. I don't care what other people do regarding Kirsche, especially after you took a swing at me. I am not involved. Simple as. And that's pretty much it. And I ended off by asking, is there no other... I basically said, is there no other reason why you talk about her? Because, like, my biggest issue that I've observed from all of this is... Sure, Fat Otaku says that he did nothing wrong. Okay? He said he did nothing wrong. Why, then, is he continuing... Because, like, I asked him... You, like... I wish I brought the tweet with me. I had it somewhere. I'm trying to find it right now. But literally, while this was going on, he said, I will... Oh, there it is. Thank fuck. Thank you, Proctor. I appreciate you. At one point, where was this? Oh, fuck. It's not dated properly. But this is in the past. The reason why I was so confused is I asked him, why are you not leaving Kirsche alone? You have said in the past, right here, you will not mess with her if she does not talk about you. Okay? I feel like that is perfectly normal and justified. Like, literally, when there is a drama and there are two people involved, some people don't want to be involved anymore. Some people want to continue. I don't care which side of that either of them was on. Dev said, I won't talk about you if you just don't talk about me. He said that. And it was pinned. It was pinned. He even has a YouTube comment. That's even more damning in my personal opinion, because Twitter sucks. Unlike all the gulp shittos that irrationally hate me, man, I really need to censor myself. This one actually has reaches objectively provably wrong. If she leaves me alone, I'll do the same. I am assuming that he's talking about Kirsche in that instance being provably wrong. But, I didn't ask about any of that. Point being, I asked him, you have said you would leave her alone if she left you alone. Why are you doing this now? And all he said was, she's a public figure. I was like, okay. Okay. I honestly just don't, like... I'm not gonna press on that, because it's just like, okay, whatever, but... I don't know what to say to that. Like, how am I supposed to, like... Wrong button. How am I supposed to understand when there are 2 instances where this man said, I won't bother her anymore. She just can't bother me. Now, if he had showed me a time where she talked about him, like okay, I will be honest with you, chat here. I'm not gonna mention names because I have agreed to something similar. I have a person that used to be in my life that I did not like, and they did not like me. All right, I agreed to stop mentioning them, and they agreed as well, because it was toxic for both of us to continue in that fighting. And I understand that the moment that I mention them, they have full ammo to just like fight with me. And I don't want that, because I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. While I like talking drama, I don't like fighting with people that aren't worth it. Excuse me. Thank you for the raid. I'll like I said, any mentions I'll get to in the end here. I just want to continue moving, but thank you. So I don't understand. Maybe somebody can explain it to me, and maybe I should have asked him more. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I just felt awkward. But why, unless Kirsche mentioned you, are you breaking this rule that you made? Excuse me. That's a non-answer because he said he wouldn't cause drama if she didn't start it. And he jumps on her side on the off-guy thing while giving digs. I did see that. I didn't watch his whole video because, again, I don't know what it is. Again, like, I don't next to nothing about the guy. I've had to go and resort to using Kiwi Farms to read about this guy. And I don't like using the farms unless it's like for an archive. And so I had to go there, and I immediately realized I wasn't going to get anywhere special because the first page is all about shit that, like, I guess, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't understand why he would reignite the flame when it's very obvious, okay? Very, very, very obvious. In my personal opinion, from me looking up, he is not winning. There is no win. There is no situation from this where Dev wins. Okay? Because, and I'm not trying to use the whole fan thing. I think that argument is stupid, but like, nobody is agreeing with him. At least not very openly. And I don't understand it. He has caused drama in the past to get more eyes on him. I am... While I say I don't know much about him, there are a few choice things I know about him. One was the Lilith Lovette things, which I'm not going to get into because I know nothing about that. That is a thing that people throw out to, like, make fun of him. And I'm not here to make fun of people, even though, like this is a rare night where I'm not going to make fun of people because of their stupid little petty shit I can make fun of, alright? Like, if I really wanted to dig into him, alright, there are things I could. But instead, I'm just going to focus on the fact that, in the past, he allegedly had Jim's dogs. And I have an issue with, I talked to him about this. I asked him, why did you do this? And he's like, it's a joke. And I was like, okay, I understand. I know that the Gamergate area was a little bit different. People were like being stupid left and right. But like, that doesn't help here. I don't know. I don't even think it was like a successful dox. I'm pretty sure people said that it was failed. The problem is I don't have a good archive to go back to listen to him saying that. Because I asked him, can you show me the stream where they said you said that? And he's like, no, it's not on YouTube anymore. Okay, fine, whatever. I just won't fight on that one. But this is like insane to me. A dox is a dox. Well, I would agree with that I would agree with what the intent is. I can't really speak too much on whether or not what his intent was, because again, I wasn't there during the time and I haven't been able to find and watch it. But immediately, if you pretend or you joke about doxing, there is a lot of things that I can't trust you on. The peek at me was another thing. I do remember that he called peek at me weak. I know next to nothing about that. All I know is that he pissed a lot of people off with the peek at me thing. And then, like, the only other thing I know about him, and I'm sure I'm gonna learn, I'm sure that after tonight, people are going to flood my DMs, or I am going to get the information about who Dev is and why I should hate him. Like, I just don't care. What I care about is the fact that somebody that is trying to work, he is trying to bring down, or at least allegedly trying to bring down. I'm going to read this and then make my own determination. But allegedly, according to this, what people say is in this document, he is part of this issue. Get educated. He swung a peek at me. Yeah, I will have to take your word for it right now. I know nothing about it, so I can't speak on that. I'm only going to speak to what is in front of me. And what is in front of me right now is this document. So that... Just talked about what Dev said. He has said, I didn't do nothing. Kirsch is schizo for inferring that I am a part of this. Okay. Alright. Now, I asked him, and I was surprised that he admitted this. Because, normally, when you're trying to respond to things, because he did respond to the doc. Let me see if I can pull up the post. I know that the post exists. Again, I'm gonna have to go to the fucking forums in order to do it, because that's the only place I remember seeing it archived. But he responded to the whole thing, and he told me he skimmed it. Let me read his exact words here. I'm gonna read his exact words here. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so I asked him, does the document outline any of those times in speaking about how Kirsche talks about him? Because, again, he said, oh, when she talks about me, I'm just gonna talk right back about her. Okay, and I asked him, does this doc talk about that? And he said, oh no, I only skimmed the doc. I didn't bother looking into most of the screenshots. I didn't bother to read it. I didn't bother to read it. I told him I am going to talk about this tonight. Can I talk about this with you? Or can I talk about this in chat? And he said, sure. I asked him, did you read it? I skimmed it. Okay. Okay. And then he writes this. Okay. I'm going to read it. This was posted on the farms. I don't know how it got on the farms, but it was posted on the farms. It's late for me. Thank you for covering this. I have some opinions at the end about why I feel so icky covering this, as opposed to all of the other things. But, yeah. So, quote, yo, so, the doc reads like an attempt to tie us all together in some weird conspiracy, which is just, no, lol, but I cut Spooky off months ago, and so did Dragon Fat for a bunch of reasons unrelated to you. He's a shit stirrer everywhere, and when I was finally handed proof of it happening multiple times, I cut loose. Don't really know rage that well, TBH. I don't care what the other three do regarding you, and I'm not involved with any of it, but I do know that DFD has just moved on as well. She said so publicly in my Discord. Get one of your sleuths to confirm. Frankly, I'm happy to chalk this up to Spooky being a shitty human being and worm-tonguing a situation into existence that snowballed on its own due to my ego and your paranoia, and simply move on. But if you'd rather actually try to ruin me, that doc ain't gonna do it. Add this to your doc if you'd like. I have no idea if she did, but you know, again, if your thing is on point, I will on the point. I'll try and read it. Otherwise, I will read it later. As part of Dev's community, I'd say, has a habit of saying stuff without considering the optics at all. Yeah, I kind of feel that. Like, from my brief time studying VTubers with bad optics, if Dev was a VTuber... Actually, I'm not going to say which VTuber he would be. That's way too mean. I'm just going to say Dev is bad with optics. At the very least, not reading it and then making this. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I don't understand. Also friends with Spooky. Said he's moved on from Dev. Cool. Cool. I know nothing about Spooky. Or I don't know anything about these other people. Like, literally, I knew less about Dev than I do today, and I know nothing about these people. So I'm going to learn about these people, too. But if you're friends with Spooky, cool. I am going to read this here. I'm not about to, like, have a debate about these other three people, by the way. I'm only here to just read and understand, and then give my opinion. Alright, I have both. I was told to bring up 2 docs at the same time. I need to fix the fucking stream alerts thing. A lot of people are reading this. Holy cow. Dismiss. Alright, introduction. And this, I asked who wrote this, by the way, because again, I want transparency. Kirsche, I was told Kirsche and our moderators was in charge of this. Did I see what Arch said? I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that, because that makes me very perturbed, and I don't know how to talk about it. I'm trying to figure that out as I go along, but that will make sense here soon. That will make sense here soon. I hope. I hope. We'll see. Anyway. I apologize. If you were here for just the doc, I deeply apologize for wasting your time. I'll get started now. If this is your first time seeing me, by the way, I apologize. I have the mega autism, like, legitimately diagnosed at, like, some young age. And so I go into tangents, and I apologize about that. I normally talk about drama with 2 other people, and so because of that, I'm going off on tangents. But let's just get started here. Introduction. Kirsche, her Discord, and community have been stalked and harassed since December of 2022. Okay, so it's more like a year and a half. By several connected individuals. She has tried to ignore the problem and let things rest, but they keep instigating. Note, this document references extensive amounts of screenshots marked by the list notes. It is suggested you open up a second copy in another window to view the screenshots at the same time as the timeline, rather than hopping up and down the document. Really quickly, by the way, through the brief skimming I've done, this is probably I read a lot of VTuber docs, not doxes, but VTuber documents. Obviously, this is the best. This is the best one I've seen. And I'm not just trying to, I'm not just trying to be nice, but, people don't know how to format this kind of shit. And I think that's what makes it more sad for me, because, again, the fact that you had to waste your time on this because this is continuing is just, I don't know. That's what upsets me the most, is that time had to be spent on this. It has sections. Yes, it does. We're gonna go through that. I didn't know that the images was, the biggest part here. It's, literally 95% of it. Main individuals: Dragon Fat Deposits, DFD, Agent Deep Throat. Oh my gosh, this is Destiny names now. Okay. Agent DP, I am assuming that's his name, I'm not gonna say it. Degoth DFD is a moderator for SFO who has been the main person harassing Kirsche for the past 2 years and has directly instigated drama, which targets her many times. They have directly incited drama in Kirsche's own chat, which brought in SFO to the picture. They have several spies in Kirsche's server digging up dirt for the day she quote for the quote day she kind of makes it quote end quote. They had someone with close ties to them send super chat slandering Kirsche to a streamer who previously had her as a guest. This all started in December of 2022 when Kirsche rejected a collab with VTuber Spooky. Oh, is that... Oops, wrong screen again. I apologize. Is that why? Is this whole thing started because a busy person said no? Are we in a year and a half of gay ops and people having to choose sides because somebody said no to a collab? Is that it? That brings up the other thing that I was thinking of talking about, chat. Where is it? I had this whole thing picked out. Oh my gosh. This all started, according to this document, by the way. I'm gonna try and say that a lot. According to this document, because Spooky, who is a friend with Short Fat Otaku Dev, didn't get a collab with their favorite streamer, they had a shit fit. Okay. Chat. Can I just say, nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you a spot on your channel. My podcast, the podcast I have with Lumi and Mizu, we ask people all the time if they want to come on. Some people say yes because they want to talk to us. Some people say no, and I understand why they said no. I've had multiple people tell me why people say no. I understand why people say no. I'm going on a tangent right now, but I understand why people say no. I don't know why Kirsche said no to Spooky, okay? Maybe it outlines it here in the document that we're going to get to. That does not give you the right to okay, is this what I have to look for? Because right now, I would consider myself getting closer to mid-level. Is this what I have to look forward to? Is this what a bunch... Because I know that not everybody does this. I know that not everybody has fans that will be weird like this, okay? But are you telling me that if I say no to a collab, I will get some level of harassment like this? Well, actually, I don't even have to guess, because the other thing that I thought of that I wanted to talk about, it was this post here. Side tangent. This person, who has locked their account, by the way, because they were fucking stupid, a retard for making this post. All right, retard, because people that are over a certain amount of CCV, they won't interact with you. Mate, do you realize how busy people get at 30 or 40? I apologize, but like, do you realize how rough it is when you're actually getting decent people with you? This person had a bad rep? Okay. Well, but like legitimately, I just need to harp on this for a moment here. Hi. Yes. I know. I know. I know. I get it. Thank you for reminding me. I love you too, Mizu. Bye. I apologize, chat. I need to go back to exceptional individual air. I'm gonna turn on my fan because it's getting hot in here. Give me like 2 seconds. Temp is the Tard Wrangler. No, that was Mizu. That was MizuhanaOshibe. Banned on Twitter because he's super right. But the point I'm trying to bring in is, at the level Kirsche is at, I would consider it a Christmas bonus if I asked, and she's not busy enough. All right? I would consider it like a big thing. But if she says no, I understand. Do you know why I understand? Because she is literally dealing with shit like this. And I mean, that's not even including the fact that I talk about drama like this. I talk about drama, and maybe she doesn't want to get involved with it. And I understand. Drama's not for everybody. So I'm not going to hold it against her if that happens. Okay? But like, I am super bothered by the entitlement of people where they think, oh, just because you're big, you can't forget the little guys. Motherfucker, they don't forget the little guys. They are literally so busy. Like, I don't know how else to say it. I'm just gonna like start looping again. But like, that's not how this works. Okay? You can't just demand that somebody make time for you. And somebody said that Spooky has a bad reputation. I don't know. I'm hoping that that's kind of outlined in this. I hope. But like, there is a reason why when you grow as a creator, this is something I have learned. And I am learning it more with my new full-time, 6 days a week, 12 hours a day job. I have learned when you get big, you have no time for anybody. You have to pick and choose who gets that attention. I'm so grateful I'm still single. I can't imagine how hard it is for somebody like Lumi, who has her boyfriend and has to go to work. She has to come home and she wants to stream because she wants to do that full time. And I hope and pray that she's able to do that one day. And then she also has to she has to give energy to her family as well. I can't imagine how stressful that is. And I go ahead. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Nice. Oh shoot, he's muted? I am so sorry.
Life is tragic.
Mizu was just telling me that apparently Spooky is crazy.
Oh yeah, Spooky's a nut job. I don't know if they're gonna go over it, but I know from personal experience
there is a tab in
Spooky
here.
is a nut job.
So I'm hoping so.
Yeah, so just so you know, I can tell you personally that he is in fact crazy. So anything that's in this document, probably believe it.
Okay. 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 Again, I'll still have to be objective, but I will take your note into account. Thank you, Mizu. Again, I apologize if I'm going slow. You're just gonna have to deal, chat, while I'm going through it. But all of this just to say, if this is what started the drama, I am very disappointed. I don't feel like disappointment is like the right word, but like I don't want to get banned. Hire a secretary? Yes. Well, I need the money for that, and I currently all my money is going towards my the things I need to pay for. Bring him back. Mizu is gonna do his own thing, and I don't want to like take up his whole stream with me screaming about what I'm seeing here. All right, let's move on here. We finally get to move on. All right, short fat otaku SFO dev. Akko should have come. Mizu will be here on Thursday. Dev's relevance in this doc is that he was alerted to his moderator having run gay ops in Kirsch's server. Dev has shown through all of the archives below that he flip-flops between there are no gay ops. Well, there were, but she stopped now. Well, if anyone was doing gay ops, I would have removed them as a mod. And, well, she's still a mod, but it's because Kirsch said she didn't want the mod removed, and I'm just doing as she asked. Okay. Here, I'm gonna zoom in. I noticed that it's not... Can I, like, get rid of this? Yes, I can. That makes it so much better. I apologize. I don't normally use Google Docs unless we're reading funny things that the stupid VTubers say. So, I don't normally read these. Okay. Dev tries to play innocent, but he knows what his mod is doing, and through speculation... Well, this is probably where he said that... This is probably where Dev said the quote-unquote schizo opinion was. So... It's probably where... This is what Dev is saying here. Okay? So... Through speculation, we can gather that he condones his moderator's actions, especially when he threatens to make hit pieces on Kirsch if she speaks out. I hope there's screenshots of that. Anytime Kirsch would ask to be left alone, Dev would come out and make a statement of, "No, you leave me alone. Kirsch is crazy one. There's nothing happening." The entirety of this document shows a pattern of behavior and lying on his part. A retaliation video for making this archive public is fully expected, per the threat he made in 10GV. 10GIV. Wait. Oh, hold on. I want to make sure that I... oh, that's the bookmark. Oh, gosh. I have no idea what I'm looking at right now. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay, that's just one of the things that he's quoted saying. Okay, so it brought me down to here. Shortfat Otaku claims he isn't involved in any DFD gay ops, and then stopped after the outburst, but immediately afterwards says the only reason DFD is having her source leak me information now because Kirsch is talking about me and threatens Kirsch with Kirsch's unhinged behavior behind the scenes multiple times. I have enough to actually do a hit piece on her. That's not... I don't know. Oh, that's part of the timeline. Awesome. Perfect. Alright, and this is a screenshot from him. The only reason DFD is having... Oh, okay, that's literally what was just said. Okay. There's references and bookmarks. This is well made. Yeah, again, this was like a week's worth of... Excuse me, preparation. And... I can see it. It's just insane. The only reason DFD is having source her leak... The only reason... Sorry, I'm using my finger now. I can't read. Having her source leak me information now is because Kirsch is talking about me. I expect that if she stopped, that would stop. I do appreciate her loyalty in that regard. Point is, with Kirsch unhinged behavior behind the scenes multiple times, I have enough to actually do a hit piece on her now. If I were an evil piece of shit, she assumes me to be. I am not doing the hit piece because I am not an evil piece of shit. Put out the hit piece, man! I want to see it now! Okay. How many pages am I in? Like, 1? That's literally what he said when he came to Medicare. I can assume that's what Medicare said that he said, but because Dev doesn't have the fucking video up anymore, I can't look. But, like, put out the hit piece, man. If she is such an evil person, if she's like the evil Nazi that you think she is, put out the fucking video. I want to see it now. You say you have shit. Let me see it. I'm sure it will be very enlightening. Excuse me. I'm not trying to be like... I want to see it now. Okay? I'm sure chat does too. I'm sure chat would like to learn all of the evil things that she has done behind the scenes. Alright. Spooky, Chi, Mel, Chi, or Boo Blanket. Spooky is an infamous name in the VTuber community, as he has tried and failed to get in a Oh, Spooky is a dude. Okay. He's tried and failed to get into a relationship with many 2View Andys. One 2View Andy he was flirting with launched his name because he attempted to release a massive Google Doc to exonerate himself and prove that the woman VTuber in question was the one who was actually tricking him. His doc got the Google Doc he released only solidified himself as a spurg and people would make fun of him every time he tried to anti the VTuber in question afterwards. Kirsche was made aware of this doc prior to DFD asking for Kirsche to collab with Spooky, and Spooky's reputation was why she declined. Okay, so she didn't collab because it sounds like Spooky was crazy. Okay, all right. I would like to see screenshots of that, but I will say right now, I trust Mizu because Mizu has been around longer than me. Mizu is apparently used to be friends with Spooky, so if Mizu says something, I'm more willing to trust him. Just saying. Maybe if that makes me biased, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. But I'm willing to trust him because Mizu is often correct. There are many VTubers who have stories of bad interactions with Spooky, which is again why his reputation is bad and very well known. Spooky has gone through several rebrandings in an attempt to shed his former reputation, but always found out because he acts exactly the same regardless of what new name or image he puts on. Okay. This started because of rejected collab. Yes, it did. It did. That's... Okay, moving on. Raging Bull / Rage. Rage was a member of Kirsche's community that showed up one day and dropped a large donation. He seemed to suffer from main character syndrome, and people either found him bombastic and interesting, or cut off by his egotistical rantings. There's not much to say on Bull aside from him being a catalyst and perpetual gay ops on Kirsche's server. Okay. Cool. Cool. Chat, I understand that, like, there's a lot of jokes you can make about Dev, and I'm not really gonna, like, try and stop people, but please, just, like, cool it a little bit, please, because I can't. Please just chill out, alright? If you really want to make fun of Dev, I know that Arch lets you do it all the time. So, go do that. But I must ask that you are calm. Alright? I don't want to no, look, listen. Star, I am already in it. Because I have decided to talk about this. Alright? Because I have decided to talk about this, I have already been inserted whether I like it or not. I told some people today, I want to talk about this. Those people told me, do not talk about this. Why? Because you are putting yourself in a drama. I was like, okay. I don't care anymore. Alright? This is too dumb. Too dumb. If for some reason I am put on a side of a war that I don't participate in, whatever. I'm not participating in your war. And if you try to make other people that I like participate in that war, I'm gonna fucking rage. Especially since it's not their place to be part of your damn war. And that it just upsets me. I've passed memories. Anyway, let's get to the timeline now. Moving on. Timeline. And I'm assuming this is from start to finish. December of 2022, DFD asks Arnie, a former Kirsche mod, about a collab with Spooky, but is turned down. And that is right here. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to read through all of these. I forgot that it's like, all of this is just properly... Oh yeah, chat, we're not gonna get through all of this today. I'll give you another 2 hours. I will lose sleep because I want to read through this. So Arnie asks, what's up? DragonFat asks, if Kirsche could collab with, Spooky. And then Arnie is like, he's a male VTuber with a female avatar. Hey, I do that. By the way, nothing wrong with a male VTuber with a female avatar if you make it work. If you don't make it work, people might laugh at you. But I don't care. I don't care, you know, whatever. So they're here talking about, oh gosh, can you guys see this? Here, I'm gonna zoom. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit. There we go. Did that make it better? I don't think it did. Oh, I'm mad. So they're talking about Spooky. And they're like, he's a decent Twitter following for a low 2 view. I'll write it by Kirsche, but the name of Spooky rings a bell and not a good one. Maybe it's somebody else. Go through the material off stream on your own, then put together main points so you can present them in a more or less coherent fashion. And I agree. Here's the problem. Because of my job, I'm doing the best I can. I apologize. If you are bored, I understand. I am just trying to relay the information to you. Bagster uses female avatars and he's cool. Exactly. Anyway, scrolling down. He used to be, let's see here. Dragonfett said he used to hit 20, but due to moving and hardware issues, he's had to take a break from streaming. If there's any negative rumors, I can vouch for him. And then Arnie says, what was involved? Want to make sure we don't burn future bridges. And Arnie says, I see he's got a cross in his username. What does that mean? And it says it's his Oshi mark. And Arnie says, you're as an old school right-wing Twitter anti. Do you know what the red cross means? And then Dragon says, I don't actually, but I wouldn't call Spooky right-wing. People on the internet are right-wing. Like, he's Catholic, but he's alive and well, and let live kind. And then Arnie says, I can copy-paste the combo to Kirsche and see how it plays out. Awesome. And it sounds like it was rejected. I'm enjoying this. This is my first time. I appreciate it. Again, I'm trying my best. I worked 12 hours. I'm on 4 hours of sleep. I'm going to get another 4 tonight, but I can't complain about the sleep that much. Arnie was the mod Kirsche had to fire. I have no idea. I'm not going to speak to that because that's not the drama we're talking about. And I have nothing in front of me to talk about that with. December 21, 2022, about a month later, Mr. Personality asked message Kirsche on stream about Spooky. And then he brings up 2-1. In previous conversation, Mr. Personality said I'd accused him of liking that VTuber Spooky. Spooky was brought up sometime between the message and 2 days later when he asked why not bully the femboy, and I joked with, oh sorry, of accusing you of being a fan of his, because why would you ask me to bully someone you liked, you know? And then there's a clip of the interaction. Oh, it brings up a Catbox file. That's cool. I'm unfamiliar with Catbox files, so... Oh gosh, that's 9 minutes long, fuck! Sorry, that was my chair. Oh gosh, that's 9 minutes long. I don't really want to watch all of that. I'm not gonna watch all of that. I'm just gonna take the words at face value for that. The spooky stuff is in its own video. This chair is 5 years old. I'm sorry. Okay. And Mr. Personality basically same message saying what's wrong with bullying the femboy. Okay. This misunderstanding made DFD not want to watch Kirsche, while Spooky claims not to care that much. And then Cecil the Tartan. Oh, I recognize that name. And then Dragon says, let's see. So Kirsche tweets the image, consider the following, and then has a shower with beer and McDonald's in it. That's quite a combination right there. I've never had McDonald's in the shower, but if Kirsche is telling me to do it, maybe I'll consider it. Dragonfat says, that's where I got it, though I decided not to watch her anymore. And then Cecil says, why? What did she do? And then Spooky says, she was a bit mean to me, and multiple people are taking it more seriously than I am. And Mr. Personality says, no one gets to abuse the ghost but us. Who is Cecil, by the way? I recognize that name, but I don't know them. Should I know? I don't. That just is a name that I came into my head. And then he says, might as well just show it. And oh gosh, that is again a lot. That is a lot. Okay, I'm gonna have to scoot in here. Spooky said, so Rice asks, what did she do? Spooky says, I was mentioned to her during a Just Chatting stream, and she said something to the effect of, I'm sorry I accused you of liking that VTuber, and refused to even name it. It was really weird, childish, and rude. I'm not hugely bothered since I only heard of her recently from a dear friend who was a fan, who wanted to set up a meet a collab, but still shitty behavior. Rice says, I can see that. Spooky says, I want to point out she's edgier than I am like 10 seconds ago. After saying it, she made a joke about dog pill and theoretical participation in it. Oh my god. Rice asks, Twitch streamer. Either way, I don't watch that many indies. Whole point of VTubers for me is to get away from those. Oh, not a big fan of those who just act the same titty streamers on Twitch. Kirsche is not a titty streamer. Spooky says, I honestly can't say I know. I was linked to the moment she mentioned me rather than being a viewer. Rice says, rent free, I guess. Either way, if you're not interested, it doesn't bother you. There's no point of addressing it. Agreed. Agreed. I feel like that is true. And then they link the clip. Wait, hold on. Yep, they link the clip, and then 3 hours straight already. It just hooks you, man. To be fair, Spooky, I didn't know she had a dog until she made that prolonged moan, and I watched my friend's streams. Oh my gosh. Her tits are massive. Okay, I'm saying that, like, her tits are not the main reason why you watch her. Alright? I mean, that's like a nice addition to every female, like, VTuber. Unless your whole thing is being a, lolly, but, like, that's not why you watch her. Maybe it is. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just saying what I say. Kirsche is a phase streamer. Let's see. January 25, 2023. Another month later, it was found out the DFD had blocked Kirsche on Twitter, and due to her being a possible leak / anti, her access to NSFW is removed. Okay. If someone in the Discord has me blocked on Twitter, is that kind of a red flag? Is this Kirsche right here? Inferior Latin-based womb haver. Is that Kirsche? Is that an old name of hers? The person who was trying to push getting me to collab with Spooky and even yes, it is Kirsche. Even DM'd Arnie about it, wondering if it contributes to any anti-posting or a possible leak of stuff that could get me in trouble on Twitter if they dislike me enough to have me blocked there, but still sit in my community. It's always a possibility they might... Hold on a moment. That smells like burning. If my roommates were burning the house down, I would know. It's not that big of a deal. So it's a possibility they might have just forgotten that they are in a server afterwards. If anything, we can make sure they aren't in the Not Safe for Work channel. Arnie says that sucks. Dragonfats was a good member of the community, and we tried to deny her collab request for a friend who has a history of being a chuba, grooming Schizo Cat Boy. I have a lot to learn about Spooky, apparently. As soft as possible, but blocking someone is a pretty strong signal. I think I've seen her in streams only once or twice after that, but that's just guessing. Maybe ask her where she has been next time she shows up without pointing out that we know she blocked you. And Inferno Latin-based womb haver says, also we found out tonight with Ireshai, I'm pronouncing that name wrong, I apologize, realizing he knows the dude who caused all the Leah drama in real life, that there's someone in the Discord who leaks stuff to /PCG/ what is PCG? And on top of that also lies. They posted screenshots of Ireshai and said he was me. Here's if removing dragon fats from and not safe for work might help. Okay. Despite not having shown up in stream all month, DFD showed up 2 days after having her not safe for work access removed and followed Kirsche on 2/4. Okay. Dragonfats hasn't been to stream all month, but she showed up today and 2 days after I removed her from not safe for work. Curious. Sussy behavior. PCG is a 4chan phase. Oh, okay. By the way, chat, I'm also somebody that doesn't use 4chan because I just don't have a reason to. I stay off of most boards. I stay off of Twitter unless I want to look for people being stupid. I just keep to my Discord server where all the cool people are. Speaking of which, it appears to be doing fine. Okay. Has she seen the Asmon vid? Going back to class now, the plot thickens and Dragonfat follows. Oh, the only reason you'd 4chan these days is your job as a federal agent. I've seen some VTubers try to look up their name on 4chan and then try to get big enough to try and get on 4chan. I don't do that, bros. If you end up on 4chan, like, cool, but don't try to get on there because even though I don't use it, Here's what I understand. If 4chan posts you, there's two reasons. It could be good or it could be bad. If they like you, that's good. If they don't like you, that's bad. You don't want to be on the bad side, so don't try to get their attention. Let them discover and like you naturally. Do I read my super chats? Yes. I'm just not reading them right now because I want to stay focused. I'll tell you what, I will read them. Oh, it's been 2 hours already. Fuck me. You know what? I'll take a break and we'll read them here right now. Before we move on. Okay? Before we move on, I will read the fan funding here and just scroll to the top here. I apologize about that. Again, I'm trying to be as sensitive as I can with this because it is something that, like, deeply bothers me. And because of that, I don't want to, like, turn on the grifter. Because, like, let me be honest, I will be the grifter when it comes to certain situations. This is one where I try not to. I will read these, though. I will read what I have now, and I will read the rest at the end. Nerdy, for $4.99, Keemstar was on side scrollers and talked about Chris and what Mr. B said to him. There's a video. Yes. I will look into that. Then Chester says, for $5, here's $5. Octomom, go nuts. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jacob Berg says, I was thinking of starting a whole channel to cover this doc as it should be seen. Thank you for covering this. You're welcome. Like I said, I'm probably not covering it all tonight. We will do another stream either tomorrow or later down the line because I need to... If I do this whole thing tonight, I will show up to work and my boss will send me home. And I don't want to do that because I'm still new to the job. But I will do more. Starscream 1540 for 5 says, here's $5, help you recover from the brain damage. I appreciate that. Because I have 9 brains, it is a slow death. Not an FBI. I'm very convinced. For 5 says, welcome to the game show. What did Dev do this time? Also, he sided with a chick that slept around for better reviews. I don't know who that is. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Zoe? Did he side with Zoe Quinn? Did he really side with Zoe? Okay, I would have to see something about that, obviously. But please tell me that's fake. And then Resta for 5 says, as part of Dev's community, I say he has a habit of saying stuff without considering the optics. Pick-a-me was him being right in an awful way. Again, I don't know much about the pick-a-me stuff, so... all I know is that, like, everybody hates how he talked about her. That's all I know. Maybe I need to look into it. Maybe I will or I won't hate it. We'll see. Jacob for 20 says, I'll answer your question on why Dev lied. The same reason he says, everyone calm down, then went on. As Magan's live stream, he stated he feels no sorrow for a man's death because he supported Trump. He's a liar, drama goblin. Okay. By the way, I did okay. I'm not going to shout out my other video too hard, but like my Destiny video, I did like part of the reason why I felt inclined to talk about this is because I have already talked about Dev, and in that video I said, Dev, from what I've observed, you said you leave her alone. Why aren't you leaving her alone? Fuck off. If you don't want this to continue. That's like the last 3 minutes of my video. But yeah. I don't know. Resta says all friends with Spooky, said he's moved on from Dev. Cool. Hayden for 20, I appreciate that. Dev deleted a few weeks worth of tweeting clips and trash talking Kirsche right after the doc was pushed out. We also has clips and out of context stuff looking at his profile and it's all gone since yesterday. I have problems trusting people when they delete stuff like that. I don't like I would like to obviously see. But if that is true, again, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Tatsusama, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate that. What kind of gifted memberships is that? Does it say? I wish it would say. Wait, hold on. It was Super Elite. Thank you for the Super Elite, by the way. Yeah. And by the way, thank you for becoming a member yourself. And then Tatsu for 10 CHF. I'm going to look up what CHF. I want to make sure I say this right. Not congestive heart failure. A franc. So it's a Swiss franc. Thank you for the 10 Swiss francs. I appreciate that. Oh, it even says, I'm stupid. Greetings from Switzerland. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. No, Throne, you're not supposed to. I thought I turned that off. I promise, I thought I turned that off. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Whatever. I'm done trying to figure out why my systems aren't working. Okay. Let's continue on here. What are we on? 2.5. February 5th, 2023, screenshots from 2B are uncovered from SFO's Discord, and it's heavily suspected that DFD is the leaker. Wait, what? Wait, 2B bookmark. What? I must just be absolutely stupid. Here, let me turn the fan funding off so that I can see your chats now. I wonder if Social Blade would tell how many tweets are deleted. You know what? You know what? I'm curious. I'm curious. What is his username? I know he has 2 of them, because one of his accounts got unbanned. No, not Devin Nash. Thank you, though. Where is the tweet? I had one saved. Sleepy Devo is the current one? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're sorry, but the user is not found. Okay. Let me try again. I don't know why it didn't show up. Oh, it's because I was using YouTube and not Twitter. Well, that would be why. Let's see. Followers, following, tweets. If he did delete tweets today, it's not showing. If he deleted tweets today, it is not showing. At least on this account. Does he have another account that he uses? Because again, I know that he has a second one. But like, regardless. It does not look like any tweets have been deleted. He's lost followers. He's probably following the things he said about that fireman. But he's not deleted any tweets, at least here. Unless Social Blade is just not showing that. That was a good thing to bring up, though. Good thing to bring up, though. Alright. Let's jump back into this. Alright, we're on 2.5. Inferior Latin-based womb haver says, you know, if any of the other stuff doesn't get me demonetized on this stream, that definitely will. My suspicions were confirmed further. I went through some of my DMs, and Tiger in our community gave me these screenshots. Context for the being mean and the timestamp in the VOD, or Mr. Personality said I had accused him of liking that VTuber Spooky. Oh, it was the stuff above. In a previous conversation, so I was making the joke off of it when he DM'd me something from Spooky's Twitter, which has since been deleted, so IDK what that even was. You retweeted him when he tweeted about Kirsche. I don't see them anymore on Short Fat Otaku. Oh, is that one gone? Hold on a moment. Because that was a direct link. No, that one is still there. That one is still there. Okay. Yeah, that one is still there. I'm not showing it on screen just yet for a reason. That one is still there. People are deleting stuff. I'm not going to share that. Okay. Where was I? Let's see. So we're on 2.5, and they are talking about the tweets that we had read previously. Yes. Who is tweeting this? This is from Kirsche. Kind of lines up with thinking Dragon Fats is the leaker, her having me blocked on Twitter, removing me from not safe for me, removing her from not safe for work, and then her unblocking / refollowing me, coming back to stream chat. Screenshots are from this creator's Discord, which is apparently far less moderated than mine even. Oh, did Kirsche not really know who Dev was at the time? That's if she didn't know, that's interesting because like she's a massive Medicare fan. But if she didn't know who he was at the time, that's interesting. Not really like anything big. It's just like a little tidbit thing that I noticed there. A bit mean to you. We let her request down as sweet and soft as possible. She did not know? Okay. It's not the letdown, it's the VOD I linked, where my Mr. Personality linked me something from his Twitter. It is now deleted, so I DK what it is. And in previous VOD, Mr. Personality said something about him, and I was like, oh, I didn't know you were a fan of his, and he said, don't accuse me of liking that VTuber, which is why I made that joke, as explained above. Okay. And jumping all the way from February 5th to April 30th, about 3 months later, Raging Bull messages Elfather, a mod for Kirsche, about getting DFD, who had left the server in their intervening time, access to not safe for work. So, let's scroll down here. Oh my gosh. I don't know, Elfather, this might be you, I don't know. Dear sweet baby Jesus, I get overwhelmed if I see 10. Oh my gosh, maybe I'm just like so... Side tangent, but like that's a lot of DMs. That's a lot of DMs. Raging Bull, what's the way to get into not safe for work now? It's locked, why? Yeah, I know it's changed since I got a friend of mine wants to get in. What do they gotta do? Or do I tell you and you let them in? She's a boomer and retarded. MILF? Yes. I can't take that seriously, I'm sorry. Tell her to join the server and mess around in waifu. Also, here's her Discord. And then they give the Discord. And then Elfather says, when we decide how to let people in, if she's not been a fed, she probably enters not safe for work too. No problem. Oh, it's Dragon. Yes. She left a while back. She's back. Yes. Nice. So throw her in. She didn't ask Kirsche. I guess not. She doesn't chat with Kirsche to my knowledge. Why are you in the server then? Tell her to DM Nim or anybody on the mod team and then we can talk about it. Okay. And then hug. And then why must things be so complex? I wanted to just have the dragon walk in and step on George. Okay. She has a lot of DMs by what she reported hasn't caught up to many. Only recently she caught up with a DM for a few months ago. I mean, that's... No, I'm not talking about Kirsche. I'm talking about Elfather. Because I'm assuming this is Elfather's Discord here. And that doesn't matter. All I'm saying... Just an off-topic thing here. That's a lot of DMs. I don't know if I'd be prepared for that many. Good request, I gotta go to sleep. Alright, you have a good bed. You have a good sleep. I'm going to sleep here in about 2 hours. Paco's gonna be mad at me that I didn't get a lot of sleep. He's gonna know what happened. Okay. 3-1. Wait, okay. So this is Joel's around here. DFD is the one who brought up Short Fat Otaku. Let me switch. I don't want to make sure I revealed anything. Oh, this takes you to Ghost Archive. Glowy's always trying to get into not safe for work. By the way, it's one of those things where I've heard that the not safe for work is like where you can actually like talk more seriously. It's one of those things where like, you know, when it happens, cool. But I understand when you're not part of the kids club, it sucks. Okay, I get it. Trust me, when I join a new Discord server with somebody that I like, I want to be their best friend too. I get it. But you have to also understand, especially when they're a big creator, they're not going to trust you from the outset. I understand that. And I'll be honest with you, I know Kirsche was in here a moment ago. I can understand because I am a drama channel if she doesn't trust me. Because I'm a drama channel. And she has a reason not to trust random people on the internet. So I get it. So if random people aren't let into the adult conversation place, that's fine with me. And that should be fine with All normal adjusted adults. It's the political channel. I figured that it was something along those lines. So, okay, what is the summary for this? DFT is the one who brought up SFO and informed him, intending to cause drama. We'll jump down to 3.5. And apparently they said this. I have sown chaos in Discord and yet another VTuber's chat during stream. Oh, there you go. Akko is drama farmer, his simple life, but it's living. I just want to like, okay. You guys will think I'm dumb. You guys will think I'm dumb, okay? You'll think I'm dumb, alright? I have been inspired by the Cancer Man when it comes to laughing, alright? When it comes to laughing at stupidity, alright? I like doing that, alright? I've lived a lot of my life depressed. Do you wanna know why? Because the world is very depressing. So, if a man that is dying, and I didn't even need to see the test to know that this man is dying, if he can laugh at the internet with fractured ribs and dying, I can laugh. Alright? That's why I like to do this. I like to, specifically with just the VTubers, I like to point and laugh and say, man, that VTuber was really stupid. Man, that VTuber definitely doesn't know optics. So, I like drama, but it's like, I like to laugh. And trust me, it keeps me from getting depressed. That's how you get cancer too? Oh no. Wanna go back to the year of the Chud? That was a pretty good year. I'm gonna be honest, that was the year of the Ralph. Like, most of those streams were just Ralph. Didn't point and just say woman. You say you care about things has to be in your own terms, just laughing at things, and just as laughing at things and people talk about individuality, but damn, do they fall in line with clicks. Yes, they do. I'm trying not to do that myself. I mean, obviously there's people that, like, I enjoy watching or looking up to, but I'm not trying to fall into the thing of, oh, I like this person. And I don't know. That's why I'm covering this. That's why I want to talk about this. Because, like, for the longest time, I was like, I have no holds barred. If there's a drama that comes up that is very interesting, if something happens with me, I expect people to talk about it. I didn't talk about this because I was like, you know what? I feel like I should hold off on that because it just feels too icky for me. And I decided I can't do that. Like, I feel like I have to talk about, like, I want to talk about things that are important to me. And sharing this and laughing at the stupidity of this, not that this was made, but the fact that the reason why it was made is stupid to me. If that makes sense. So that's why, you know, Riot Clown World, yes. By the way, Chad, I do have a clown model coming eventually. I have only a Fugi right now. I'm not cursing you with it today because I'm being very serious. But all that aside, I'm here to laugh at all the drama. And I will sympathize with the people that are hurt by it, but I will laugh at the drama. That's all you can do. I don't know. Thank you for the stretch. I appreciate it. Okay, let's read 3.5. So Zaist says, that's a funny way to spell I got banned for trying to stir up drama with the other content creators. And Dragon says, nah, I didn't plan anything. All I did was invite someone who was being talked about in a Twitch stream. Excuse me. If it derailed from there, those are... Excuse me. Those are the actions of the community and the guest. I'm assuming they're talking about Spooky. And again, with the context that Spooky is a bad person, alright, I'm not inferring that because I haven't seen anything besides this document and what Mizu has said. But under the assumption that Spooky's a bad person, this sounds bad. This just sounds bad. I'm sorry. I can't. I keep watching this being a fan. Being kicked out of a Discord server isn't a loss. And then they obviously have this one. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, they just like, okay. Okay. Dev, if you really don't have anything to do with this, which you maintain, I have nothing to do with this. I know you're not saying this, so I'm not gonna blame you for you saying this, but the fact that Agent Deep Throat, DFD, is saying, I summoned Dev into the chat, started a civil war, still going. That is exceptional behavior, alright? Exceptional behavior. Alright? You may have not started it, but damn, you could have ended it. And this sounds like if Agent is speaking on behalf of you, this sounds like at the very least you were going along with it. From that tweet alone. They're pawns. Just saying. Just saying. Like, and obviously I operate on the idea of trying to be as neutral as possible until I feel like I can point and laugh and say, no, you're the problem. I did that with Marina. I did that with the lollipop situation. I do that with every situation. At this point, even if Dev didn't start anything, somebody is saying that they're bringing him into it. At that point, Dev, if you really weren't into it, you should have said, nope, nope, absolutely not. Could have replied and said, nope, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Agent, that's not true. You stop lying there, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a bad impression, I know. But it did get worse. SFO joins the Discord and a conversation between him and Kirsch has had ends cordially. Full combo in containment zone of Kirsch's Discord. Downloadable archive here. I'm sure that it was very long, but damn it. I'm not gonna get through anything tonight. It's not anybody's fault but my own. Oh gosh. What the fuck is that? Is that a 7-zip file? It is. Oh. Hold on. Don't want to give my computer's name away. Let's see. Okay. I believe it starts here and then goes to here. I think. Let's see. That's 625. That's 627. All right. Let's go back to this. Let's see. Due to the discussion, DFD is banned, known for shit stirring, was claimed to be recording voice chat. Here, let's just read through these first. This is the archive. I don't really know. Oh my gosh. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm sorry, I can't, like... let me just see if I can, like, summarize some of it. It looks like they're talking about trans ideology. Listen, chat, I'm just gonna take it at its word that it's cordial, alright? Alright? Cool. Cool. I apologize. You can be mad if I don't read all of it. I apologize just in advance. It's just a lot. You can see it at her Discord. It's at the bottom. Oh, is it really? Okay, good to know. By the way, this archive is something that you can look at yourself. It's a lot to digest for sure, yes. Haven't read the docs given. I automatically trust Kirsche over Dev. For a short time, I've watched either in very slight interactions online. It's a lot to digest, yes. Some things need a TLDR. I agree. Here, we'll go to 3.1. Okay. I think that this is a part of the conversation here. Is another Kirsche name. That's great. I have to say I'm a tad uncomfortable with having you on my server knowing the connections with Dragon. She was also recording the voice chat while we've been talking here, which is a very odd thing to do if there's no plan for a video to be made, and your proclivity to use doc/personal info in your content, even if just for trolling purposes, as you claim. I'm glad you're willing to have a conversation, but I think we'll have to tap into that bit of paranoia. I didn't know she was recording, TBH. And then Kirsche throws out a tweet. I have to look at myself. Dragonfat says, Kirsche's not happy with me, banned me from her Discord associating with Morbius, Devo, and Spooky VT, but that's okay, I'll keep watching the garbage. And then Spooky says, literally who? And then Dragonfat says, so I called based VTuber runs her Discord like a communist party struggle session. Oh my gosh. Shortfat says, I also don't co-sign that, and she's already lying again to Shitster. If you want to hear about me from somebody that I think you're cool with, Flamenco, man, liver of wolves. Is that Flamenco? Is that Flamenco? I know that I was told that Flamenco is like okay with Dev at the very least. So, cool. But at this point, at the very least, Flamenco man, is that Flamenco or somebody else entirely? Yes, it's Flamenco. Okay. Shout out to Flamenco. And Kirsche says, I don't plan on talking about you, and I hope you understand the caution. Shortfat Otaku says, I see and I get it. Kirsche says, to clarify, I don't want to engage in internet blood sports, so I will not be speaking poorly of you on my broadcasts. And then Shortfat Otaku says, neither do I. I actually came to chill. The yo people were talking about you in this person's chat thing, got my interest, but after I arrived, I realized I'd lurked a bit already. I didn't mean to cause you any trouble. And Kirsche says, I was blindsided a bit with dealing with it while live, but contrary, I'm glad to be rid of somebody who only wished to cause drama. Flamenco ring. I don't have a bottle with me. I don't have a bottle with me, chat. I don't take pills ever, so I don't have the only thing I take is like, no, never mind. I'm just, but at this point, at the very least, Shortfat Otaku was nice. This sounds nice. He's at the very least saying, I don't co-sign that. I don't co-sign that. He's saying, I don't co-sign that. You take the pills, we disappear. Well, there's a reason why I'm not prescribed any then. But he's basically saying, I don't co-sign that. Cool. Great. Awesome. Cool. Let's see. Shortfat Otaku denies any involvement in DFT's actions. Kirsche asks him to take to heart that the actions of mods reflect on the streamer. That's right, because DFT is a mod, aren't they? Because somebody told me that these people were mods. Breeder Hag says, it's odd that your mod joined the VC after months of being inactive. She wasn't talking or anything as soon as you join. Shortfat Otaku says, I don't know what you tell you, man. I don't co-sign the stuff she does. She watches many more VTubers than I. She often asks me to rate them. Anyway, listen, like I said, I didn't mean to cause trouble. I just wanted to watch and hang out. When I was told I was being talked about, that was interesting, but no, I'm not here to shit stir. I understand your POV, and if it causes you more trouble for me to be here, then I get it. Kirsche says, I appreciate your understanding, and I hope you'll be a man of your word as far as making content out of this. Of course, so do you want me to leave? Is that a definitive? I can't tell. And Kirsche says, you also might want to take to heart that while what I have to be into my mods, their actions reflect on my such, and so hers on you. Which I agree with. Let me just say, again, Dev, I don't know if you're listening or not. There is a certain responsibility that your mods have to have. And I think I understand now where the crux of the problem is, okay? I think I'm getting it. DFD is a mod for this guy. For Shortfat Otaku, okay? DFD shit stirs, and he continues shit stirring, okay? Shortfat Otaku comes in. Maybe he's involved, maybe he's not. That part doesn't matter right now. However, if you're a mod for somebody, and I would tell you right now, my main mod temp, I pay him, by the way. I pay him because he takes very good care of my computer. If I knew that my main mod was doing this, I would cut all communication. Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't cut communication, but he would not be my mod anymore. 2, I would not pay him anymore. I understand not being responsible for your audience, but to a degree, but your mods... Yes! That's the thing, chat. My audience, alright? There's a lot of new of you people in here, so I'm not responsible for any of you. I'm not responsible for any of you, because I don't know you, I don't know your proclivities. I'm here to laugh and yell at drama. My mods are hand-selected. And I don't know how everybody does it. I don't know how Short Fat Otaku does it. I don't know. Maybe that's a question to ask. But, like, your mods are supposed to be an arm of you. When the mods do something, they do it with the idea that you are okay with it. And that doesn't just extend to the streams only. If my mods, again, just using temp for an example, using my janitor temp for an example, if temp was bad in another person's stream, I can't keep that. I can't keep that around. That is bad. Now, temp doesn't watch streams at all anyway, so I don't have to worry about that. But I see the issue here. Now, if I'm in Dev's shoes and I'm not doing anything, I would be fucking pissed. Okay? Not at Kirsche. I mean, I'd be a little upset. Because somebody that I just met is saying that, like, my mods are an extension of me, and I would definitely be upset. It's just like, well, I wish I knew. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to Temp's Twitter because all he does is retweet hentai all day. I have to like turn off his retweets for that specific reason. But if somebody brought to my attention that a mod of mine was doing something, I'd ask for proof. And then if it was true, you're gone. You're gone. I can't trust you. And you'd have to work it back up. So, just saying, like, if, again, like, I'm not trying to, like, be harsh here on Dev, but what I am saying is, buddy, your mods are a part of you. If they do bad shit, that reflects poorly on you. And it doesn't matter if you don't know the person. The person can still be afraid of you. Because they are... It's like if there was a dictator. Alright, let's say that, like, VTuber... there's two different dictators here, alright? And the diplomats that come from one dictator come to the other, and they're just hanging out. Let's say that that diplomat is a total asshole. That diplomat is there on behalf of the dictator. Hold on. So, with that being the case, I understand why Kirsche was upset and afraid. Again, like, I have been told that many big streamers have problems with trust. And I know this is going to happen to me one day. But a lot of streamers have issues with trust when they get bigger. Because when you're young, you're naive, and you don't understand that as you grow, people are interested in you for good and bad reasons. I don't know if Kirsche hit this point by the time Dev showed up. She definitely has hit it now. I can tell you that much. But I don't blame her for having red flags and being terrified or scared or whatever. I personally don't know how I would handle it. But I don't blame her. Alright? Yeah, you can get mad, Dev. Yeah, get mad. Be upset that your mods are the reason why. Kirsche has more life experience than most GG people. Yeah, no, I understand. I get it. I believe it. So that's why I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's unraveling for me. Chat, are peasants in this analogy? Sure. Sure. She's gonna act away and people should be surprised. No, you shouldn't be surprised. I mean, like, literally, like, from my personal experience, chat, I do a good job at reading people. Do a very good job at it. I've not really been wrong about it. If my first impressions are bad, I avoid that person. And I've never been wrong. And that ability to tell that has come from my own childhood, when I have dealt with shitty people in my own family that I always knew something was wrong. So I've learned to trust my gut. And my gut if my gut told me that a streamer that wanted to interact with me was bad, I'm sorry. I've already had 16 ounces of water. Holy shit. Alright. Spooky and DFD seething in tweets. So here we go. Spooky says, "Hey Kirsche, it's funny that you accuse me of being a shitster or whatever nonsense in some Discord I'm not in, but I have never spent time talking about you behind your back. I mean, except for the few times I've been shown clips and screenshots of you throwing slander my way, and here we are again. How about this? I have no interest in being a prop in your phony, based, and edgy grift." It's a good grift. I mean, like, if it's a grift, it's a good grift, because she's also affecting change in my person. I don't consider it a grift if you actually initiate change. Like, everything that Kirsche is doing in terms of reporting on Bridge and all of the bullshit and with woke politics, that's not a grift. That is her passion. That is what she lives to do. Alright? I don't see that as a grift. Personal opinion. Personal opinion. I'm doing great reading. Thank you. Whatever problems you have with people are not my doing. Your conspiracy theories are pathetic, and I have no desire to collab with you. That sounds like molding. I'm sorry. You're upset that she said a comment about you because of your past. Sorry, I need more water. Your conspiracy theories are pathetic, and I have desire to collab with you. I have no idea where you got that. I don't even know anything about you, but from a cursory glance, ask around, you seem like me. You seem to me like a third-rate orbiter who couldn't get in a company, and now you're desperate to stir controversy to be noticed. I'm sick of getting messages that you're talking about me making shit up every month to bait sympathy. Can I see that? But I know somebody said that they were friends with Spooky. I've seen one instance where Kirsche talked about that. If there's more and Kirsche is actually being mean, cool. I would like to see that. I would like to see that. Pretty please. I'm sick of getting message. I read that. Get my name out of your grifter mouth and stop being delusional. Your just desperation creeps me out. And then I got the context. She was deflecting from another drama. From what I understand, she created a connection between VTuber she orbits and some third-rate YouTuber who went on to dox that popular VTuber. This is the second time someone attempted to use me as a distraction. Oh, that's cut off. I hope there's nothing after that. I won't be discussing the original drama out of respect for the other parties involved, but I gotta say, what a piece of work. You fucked someone over trying to get in with some YouTuber you like, using your popular friend, and think the solution is to start shit with someone else. You're twisted. Never get at me again. Oh. Then Dragonfat says, Kirsche not happy with me, banned me from her Discord for associating with more BS Devo and spooky shit. Is more BS Devo Dev? I'm assuming so. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's okay, I'll keep watching, that's garbage. And then Spooky says, literally It's so obvious! How can you not make it any more obvious that you are upset? That you are molding? That somebody that you liked said no thank you? Spooky, you're the one who wanted to collab. Or at the very least, you wanted to get in and have somebody else collab. It is... That's my hand, by the way, chat. I'm autistic like that. Sometimes I have to, like... You know... You know, I'm gonna hold a remote in my hand. That'll help. You have to go very hard to get banned from Kirsche. Okay, moving on. DFD claims Mr. Personality was dragged into a communist snuggle. That sounds disgusting. There we go. Was just clearing up the misunderstanding with Mr. Personality. Full convo in one-on-one on Kirsche's server. Also included in the archive. Mr. P got pulled into a receptionist item. Okay. Alright. That is June 25th. Oh, this is also June 25th. Oh my gosh! That's when the Pippa shit happens. Right. That is a, slide in. Okay. Pippa Camelot drama happens. We've already talked about my opinions on this, chat. Just to reiterate, chat. If Camelot doesn't know what he did wrong is he entered a community that doesn't joke the way he jokes. Alright? And I understand that when you're in the edgy verse, you're not supposed to care. But if you want to make connections, sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit of yourself in order to get connections. You know how often I've done that? A lot. Has it helped me? Yes. Has it actively hurt me? No. If you can't do that, fine. Don't participate. DFD mentioned that they have bags everywhere and is willing to cause even more drama. Talk about an ugly practice. I don't understand how she could pull people aside to be obnoxious like that, but she can't just shoot me a quick message to clear things up. Spooky, if what people are saying about you is true, I understand why she doesn't. DFD says, Orbiters in my Discord, point me to them and see what happens. I have access to most channels people are communicating on her server. I choose Shogoth as a VTuber model for a reason. I have tentacles and minis. Oh my fuck. I didn't think, I didn't think we were being teenagers here today. I didn't think we were pretending to be in some fucking anime today. Where you're like, oh, she will never know how many people that I have assigned to spell her demise. She will never know just how many people that I have sitting there laying in wait. I know this is among friends, and, you know, friends can, like, do whatever shit they want. Or maybe this is in... you know what? Because of this message, it's probably from dev server. I don't know. That is cringy as fuck, man. I only, like, act like that when I'm in a private server with my friends. And guess what? They even make fun of me, too. I only... I can't. I can't. Oh, my fuck. People really should learn to let go, stop talking shit about a person. Oh my gosh, what kind of self-realization is that, DFD? People really should learn to let go, stop talking shit about a person. Wow! You know, if they took that to heart, do you think this would exist? Do you think I would be sitting here right now, like, upset at the gay ops that I've seen, at the attempts people have made to ring other people into shit? Do you think I would be sitting... No! I'm talking about Chris fucking Tyson. Instead, Dragon didn't follow their own fucking advice back on June 25th and decided to go further. Okay. If you're a Kirsche Orbiter, I suggest for the sake of your right-wing grifting VTuber that you keep quiet. Don't stir up drama anymore. If you accuse me of being a shit stir, well, you and your Oshi will find out I'm fully capable of fleeing Olympic pools. Alright, buddy. Alright, buddy. Alright, buddy. Okay. DFD claims she watches all Shield, and Shield Kirsche's like religion, but dropped her after finding out Kirsche's opinion of Spooky, along with claims that Kirsche is homophobic and a grifter. Spooky. She's an orbiter and a grifter, terminally online, and likes to start drama. I finally had to add her on Twitter and tell her to stop trying to use me as a prop in her grift. Apparently, she's been telling people that I've been begging her to collab, and I don't think I've ever spoken to her in my life. No response, of course. Doubt she'll stop. DFD, don't worry about when I dropped Curse, which I was shilling like I had converted to a religion worshipping her. I know that people like say that about their favorite Oshis, and I'm not going to judge those people because number one, they are how the Oshis eat. I just find that incredibly cringy to say. I'm sorry. Like, if people like me that much, can I just ask that you don't make it a religion? Like, I know one of my viewers, Tano, does the religion thing as a joke, but like, I don't want to be worshipped like a religion. That's sacrilegious to me, and I find that kind of stupid. So, at the very least, have an unhealthy obsession, but don't make somebody your religion. Alright? I'm not gonna moral fiend here, but that's just dumb. I'm sorry. Kirsche can't be homophobic, she dated so many gay men. She dates exclusively gay men. Oh, snap. The Kirsche is my only god, and I'll be damned if I accept false idols. By the way, speaking of the little Kirsche, she's down here in the corner. She's been added to the family. She's been added to the tentacle family. You got the dancing retard. You got the doll that the retard has. You got the dog, and now you got the Kirsche. I don't know where the Kirsche fits. Maybe that's the mom or dad. I don't know. Moving on. She was really cool. Really, really cool. I really liked this person until they said something I didn't like. And you don't really like them. You liked the idea of them, but you didn't like them. I'm not here to I'm not here to break apart their fealty. Is that the right word? Their worshipness of Kirsche. But if you like somebody, and I've experienced this when I got canceled for the Dumb Torah thing, I had people literally saying, I worshipped the ground that they walked on, and now that they said that thing about non-binary people, I can no longer follow them. It's just like, bro, like, if that's all it's gonna take, I don't want you anyway. All right, I make one bad opinion, and I can come out later and say, I'm sorry. I know that's not good enough for you, but whatever. All right? If that's all it takes, you're not a fan. The fact that she's genuinely homophobic with the idea of femboys, hates them. You want to be gay, be a gay man, but being a femboy means it's one less masculine hetero man for her to lust. I think this is because she made the joke about the femboy. Mr. Personality says, no, F off. She's a woman who mindlessly believes schoolyard gossip without questions. Is the bridge stuff all schoolyard gossip? Is that all gossip, guys? Is it? I don't know. I don't know. Don't look like gossip to me. Now, to be fair, I'm devil's advocate here. Alright? That's what the nose is for. I don't know my knowledge of Kirsche, sorry, alright, was when she started talking about the bridge stuff. That was really in the beginning. If she did drama, or like she got into drama, which she says she doesn't, I'd like to see that. Then I'll agree with you, but I'm pretty sure, based off of what she has said, she doesn't get into the drama. Okay? She had a really bad experience with Femboy Streamer. Is that so? Okay. Understood. I hope it's not Mizu. Mizu likes her a lot, so... And he's a femboy. Although he's about to become a Shota. Bridge is abso-fucking-lutely real, and she has receipts? No, I'm not saying that it's not. What I'm saying is, If these people are saying, all she's doing is just drama flinging, that doesn't seem like drama flinging to me. It seems like real political change that she wants. Just saying. Just saying. Alright? Just saying. If there was actually real drama beyond the didn't know you liked the femboy. Well, okay. I'd like to see it. If all there is literally what she said to Mr. Personality, then oh well. Her name is mispronounced as a meme. Okay. I mean, like, you guys can bully me if you really want to about it, but I'm tired, so I'm just gonna use that as an excuse. Okay. I lost my place here. Okay. It's corroborated by her chat logs in nearly every stream up until December 21st, the day of the interaction with Mr. Personality. The Spooky claiming not to want drama, and Kirsche hates him without reason, while simultaneously shit-talking her. Contrary to what people say about me, I'm not much of a fan of drama conflict. Okay. I don't have any proof for that, but okay. Wink, wink. It's the third or fourth time she's somehow been rude in my direction, disrespecting me in some way. We have no contact. Which means spirited nasty BS where she wants to pander to weirdos on the 4chan VTuber drama board. Dearly desperate for relevance she is, still no company wants her. I'm gonna say this. It doesn't bring a lot of weight. I know it doesn't bring a lot of weight. But Juniper totally would. Juniper would. Just saying. She's crazy enough. Alright? I know we're too tiny for her, alright? But we would. If my manager is okay with the femboy that's been banned on Twitter 5 bajillion times, the crazy mermaid that's into gore, and then the octopus that is autistic, I think he'd be okay with the fox. Okay? Again, I know we're tiny and that doesn't really mean a lot of things. But just saying. Okay? Alright. Move on. DFD claiming not to be a shit stirrer. I was part of our community, accused me of being a shit stirrer, and held this communist struggle session on their server before banning me. My crimes are being known associate of Spooky and known associate of Dev. I don't remember seeing that mentioned anywhere there. The only thing I see is, like, Kira saying, well, I know Dev has done this in the past. Mom, you're coming at this with a level head and reading through the pushingly long dot Kirsche has provided. If your take is not the same as hers, she would likely ask you why and get your op. I mean, like, again, I walked into the... Okay. Do you want to know why I decided to talk about this? Because, like, again, for months, just didn't feel like talking about it. And then slowly more and more and more people are just talking about Dev. Like, whisper in my ear how bad Dev is. And I didn't care. For specific reasons. I just like, you know what? Whatever. You know. Dev can be the communist that everybody makes fun of. You know. I'm not going to talk about this because it doesn't involve me. But now I feel like I do have to say something. And that is only because I feel like if I don't, I am accepting of behavior that, if true, I don't agree with. Okay? I'm trying to be very, very careful here. Okay? Very, very careful here. Alright? But I can no longer not say anything. And because of that, I know that I am assigning myself and my group a line. Mizu already put his line down. But I don't care. This is bullshit. I'm only on point fucking 4. This is bullshit. Alright? I still don't know how Dev fits into this, beyond just like him being associated with them. I'm sure it'll come up later, but this is bullshit. I have seen multiple screenshots here that he again claims he skimmed through. And I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say, alright? If it's all his mod's fault, he is really stupid. Really, really stupid. I'm pretty sure a lot of people wouldn't disagree with me on that. Or, you know, the opinion that I feel like some people are inferring is that somehow he's connected. And I'm hoping that as I read this, I get more clarity on that. I need to take a moment. I need to take a piss again. It's the 3rd hour. Oh, it's the 3rd hour. It's the 3rd hour. Oh, I'm gonna have to stream this again tomorrow, aren't I? I'm gonna have to stream this again tomorrow, aren't I? I told Paco I would make videos because I want to make more videos. However, this is more important. Am I good? Yes, I'm good. I'm just like I'm good. I'm good. Kirsche brings the receipts? Yes, she does. Right, give me like 2 minutes. Let me use the restroom. I'll be right back. I need to eat something. I haven't eaten much of anything today. I bought these fries to eat before I started streaming. Oh my god. They are good. Thank you for covering this. You're welcome. I mean, like, who else is going to cover it? Like, like... Sorry, I'm trying to just speak with my food in my mouth. Unironically, who's going to talk about this? It's going to go around on Twitter, obviously. It will reassert what people already think. But, like, I feel like this needs to be at least read. Not too long for Rev. I don't think Rev needs to, like... Rev shouldn't, like, jump into the weeds with stuff like this. Like... I know he's obviously friendly with Kirsche. But, like... I think he only likes to talk. I don't know. I can't speak. I'm not gonna speak for him. But I don't know if this is, like, something that Rev would know how to tackle. Or maybe he does. It's just, like, there's other things that he has to talk about. I'm not gonna speak for him. If he does, great. If not, you know, whatever. I'm talking about it. That's the important part. Anyway. Where was I? 4-4. Spooky claims that Kirsche knew Camelot, and that's how Pippa got connected with him. Also claims Kirsche is using drama with Spooky as a deflection to run cover for Pippa's drama. Drama's evolving to be a real shit show. Her orbiters already tried to use me as a deflection and failed. There's no way it doesn't go entirely to hell. The personality doesn't put out their face, and much of their brand is maintained by their anonymity. How much shitty do you have to be to go through digging to that degree? The kind of stuff is what got depressed Nasagi in trouble. Apparently she streamed this person in the past and they connected originally via that orbiter. Explain them having met in person. They're talking about Camelot. Okay. Still on June 25th. Spooky claims Kirsche doesn't shit-talked him without good reason. Funny bit is after Dev spoke with her, she was fine with Dev. Oh my gosh. Curry's gonna go over this? I hope he does. That sounds like such jealousy. She's fine. ... with Dev. Why not me? She's entirely mercenary. She was nice and heard Dev out because he had better numbers than her. I don't think that's why. I don't think that's why. At this point again, still, Dev is, like, not involved in this. He is just the, oh, I'm the owner of these scallywags here. Telling her community that she believes in hearing people out rather than talking with other people. Say, for example, when happily slandering me, saying she heard things. Well, what things? From who? And say she wouldn't talk to me. That's, Here's the thing, Spooky. Like Dev, if you do shitty things, and people talk about it, you should not be surprised when people talk about it about you that way. Now maybe nobody knew what Spooky had done in the server. Maybe, we'll see. But just saying, if you do stupid shit, which people have told me you did, and I'm willing to trust at least a few of them, you can't be surprised. Alright? Just saying. When questioned for proof by Reese Prime, a member of both Kirsche and Certified Otaku's community, refused to provide receipts of this happening. Reese Prime. I wonder if they play Warframe. I wonder. Can you provide evidence of this, or are you talking about shit about somebody? I would like to see the receipts if this is true. I just hate pointless attacking drama. Spooky says, nah, see, that's the issue. I can provide the context. but won't. Okay. I do. Hey, you're in chat right there. Awesome. I love Warframe, by the way. If you look on my playlist, I love Warframe. If you ever want to play Warframe sometime, either casually or whatever, I like playing Warframe with people. Rev might talk about this, but he likes to wait. Yes, Rev does like to wait. He waited on the lollipop stuff, and I totally understand why. He's good at what he does. I was adding my opinion to the statement of a friend. I didn't ask for your divine effing judgment. A wise one. End of discussion. That is deflection right there. That's not what you said. Some people were talking about VTubers and you said, ew, Kirsche. Someone asked why and you went into a tirade. And I'm willing to accept such a thing happen, but not on your word alone. This isn't believe all women. If you make claims about the behavior of others, you should be able to back it up. From where I am sitting, the only person who's making claims about other people, about the things they heard and didn't see for themselves, is you. Hi, hello. My boyfriend a while ago, but got frustrated trying to figure out how to craft stuff. It is a bitch to figure out. Trust me, I get it. I used to want to make videos on all that kind of stuff. Oh, thank you. Epic, I appreciate that. I don't anymore. I used to, if you look on my backlog, I used to do videos like that. I don't like making them though, which is why I stopped doing them. Let's say, for example, you walk into a room, I don't know, for people, let's call them Dragon, Personality, Ghost Man, and Hat Guy. Okay. It's pretty non-conspicuous. All of them say we witness a person acting in the most unkind manner to someone and hypocritical besides. What precisely is your reason for going, actually? Instead of just, you know, being willing to believe the testimony of a very significant number of people on the fact that everyone's not only telling the same story. Oh, this is probably where he switched to mobile. But actually discussing it with one another in reasonable detail in a manner that is internally consistent, entirely unrelated to your presence, giving you literally zero reason to believe any part of this was performative for the benefit of you or any other. On the basis of the claim, that is not at all fantastical. I said she's an asshole, not that she grew a third head or yodeled the national anthem. You gotta effing relax with the internet debate stuff, receipt stuff. Oh. I haven't played since New War. I feel like I finished it. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. The game's just getting started after New War. That's when it actually got good. Well, no, it got good at the second dream. But that's when shit got real. That's not what happened. I walked into a room and one person was making claims about a person of some note on the internet anonymously, and I said, well, that's crazy, but it could be true. I should check and see if they have proof. And then Spooky says, do I clearly need to explain this like you're a child? Do you or do you not consider testimony a valid way to approach the truth of a matter? No. If you tell me someone's an asshole, and I don't know you, or don't believe you, no. No, Spooky, I don't believe you. See, I trust Mizu. Why? Because I've known Mizu for a long-ass time. Okay? I've seen Mizu's ass. I have good reasons to trust him. So, like, Reese Prime probably doesn't have a reason to trust you because he doesn't know you. So, you know, maybe if he knew you intimately, probably would. He says, now without personal reputation and tangible reputation being staked on it in a digital world, no, certainly not when people can easily screenshot things. Reese, were you being coy there? Are you being coy here? I'm not mad, I just find that funny. I'm a bit of an asshole. My upbringing made sure that I'm joining the military made it worse. That's fine. Listen, everybody is a bit of an asshole. Myself especially. Alright? When I don't like somebody, I make sure that they know it. But I'm not gonna harass them, I guess is the way to say it. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I, in the most friendly terms, will tell you I don't like you, and that I would prefer it if we didn't interact. Because I'm too nice. People tell me I'm too nice. And as Spooky says, you're trying to prove anything, rather than trying to prove to anything, it was a waste of time. Be unreasonably skeptical, and any of all evidence you will simply disregard as fake because all the evidence is fundamentally based on someone attesting that the evidence is true. Excuse me. You're gonna make a claim contrary to what I have experienced. I think you should have more proof than just trust me, bro. I agree. I agree. Not at all certainly if these things were said online. Screenshots are reasonably easily to produce. And then Lotus says... Lotus. I feel like I've... Never mind. I'm being schizo myself now. And then oh, okay, I see. Now Lotus might want to post the receipts, but I have multiple sheets of you harassing Sheena's past life. Ooh, that's a name drop right there. And then Reese says, you've already dismissed my ability to judge evidence, yet you have provided none beyond I said so. You've said other people will attest to it, but none of these people have stepped forward. I'm gonna make a silly reference. Allegations are not evidence. Let's see if you know where that one's from. You all probably will. Allegations are not evidence, man. That's a joke, by the way. You don't need to play a game when there's something's an open secret here. That's a general standard that was figured out in this space a long time ago. Are they saying that in dev space you can just literally say whatever you want and everybody's supposed to take it at face value? Is that what they're saying? Okay. Simply untrue enough topic. You're being inherently unreasonable by demanding that they must suddenly appear at moment's notice, or it doesn't count. Ask them directly. I'm not your personal barrister. Oh, they're not American. Okay. Or go offer, or whatever the proper term is. Not demanding them, you're the one saying that they would be a valid form of evidence. I didn't inherently disagree, but a screenshot of this or a clip of a stream would be much easier to produce than another person who's probably has a better thing to do in their life. It's such a low bar. And then Spooky says, I give up. Innocent until proven guilty. Yes. Yes. Clip the stream where she shit talked to you, screenshot where she's typed something out about you. Spooky, there's so much evidence to point towards it, not to mention the fact that you're just completely lying about Kurt and the entire conversation. I know because I was there for the entire thing. Do I need to post your 78-page Google Doc? Wait, there's a Google Doc about the guy in this Google Doc? Really? Lotus, I don't know if you're here, but if you have that, I'd like to see it. There's no reason to dig up old shit again. It's just irrelevant to the topic. You're just a vulture looking for a dig. If you prefer, I can give you a direct link to the part where she admitted she was lying and apologized for it. Not to me, of course, to 4chan, which everybody ignores. What? What? Turns to camera. Hello, 4chan. I am very sorry for my joke. Hello, new to stream. Hello, welcome. Welcome. I'm like, I'm out of here, man. Google Doc is from Spooky trying to show he's not stalking someone, and he proves he was. I can't, man. I can't. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I can't. I really can't. I can't believe she apologized to the hacker known as 4chan. I know, right? I know. Best way to prove you aren't stalking someone is a 78-page doc. Okay, I need to move on because we're not gonna get anywhere tonight. We're on 0.5 out of 37. Great goddess on a cracker. Oh, and they've added new shit today. Cool. Kirsch seems like a nice girl. Maybe Kirsch isn't, and I'm just like being bamboozled right now. It's doing a good job. Just being real. If I'm being absolutely bamboozled right now, and somehow Dev is like Dev and all his friends. Or let's just take Dev again, because Dev's not even really in this yet. Let's take him out of it yet. Don't want to like be bad faith here. Let's take him out. If all of these people are right, man, are they doing a bad job at proving it. Where did Kirsche drop this little gem? If you're talking about the doc, it should be on Twitter. I can drop it for you in the chat, though. He says, give me the link. This is literally what I asked for. Lotus says, give me the link. It's a different topic. I don't want the truth. I literally asked for it. This retard is drinking up all drama I debunked literally years ago. More than a year or two ago, it's staggering to me that every 3 months someone comes along to accuse me of some random BS based on the ever-growing stack of ridiculous fake drama that was debunked repeatedly. We're getting to the dev part soon? Is that 0.8? If we're going this slow at 0.5, we're probably not getting there tonight. We're not getting there tonight. We might have to speed it up a little bit. I'm gonna assume no evidence to back up any of your claims is forthcoming. In fact, am the asshole for asking you to prove that is even the slightest of merit to things you say. I guess my question is based on this. Why would I treat your word as it's worth anything? This is an internet debate, bro. Logic, my man. It's just the simplest, tiniest bar to pass in the digital world. Finally, he produces chat from Kirsche telling SFO that Spooky is notorious in the VTuber community as they're talking shit about Kirsche, and a link to the VOD of the misunderstanding between Kirsche and Mr. Personality. Okay. And then said to Dev, there's all of this stuff that we've already seen. And then Lotus says, you gonna provide me with that link? Said about, well, a few people. Nope, wasn't a clip. It was a stream VOD that no longer exists. Here's the part she actually looks at it. Oof. Geez. What was that shit? Did she just call me unlikable? But here's what I said at the time. When I was mentioned to her by someone, she said something like, you actually like that person? And someone said, I'm sorry, with the tone of voice that implied distaste. Now, on its own, that isn't a big deal. Someone I never heard of being catty because someone else mentioned me to them in passing is a minor thing. But she seems to come around to throwing shade on me regularly. This has been a thing for years. She's been doing this for years? Okay. I'd like to see it. Please. I'm not counting everything that's happened up to this point. I'm talking about before, what was this? July 25th, June 25th, 2023. Please. I just want her to leave me alone. Whatever her grift is, it's a pretty low bar. It does seem as though she has talked about you in the past. She insinuates some stuff about you and VTubers. Obviously, I need to know what evidence she had before jumping to conclusions. Excuse me. So he claims that accusations against him never have any evidence. There's a long history of people accusing me of X without evidence, nor ever provided. I don't know if Proctor's still here, but I'm sure he could provide something for me if he really wanted to. Remember, guys, Kirsche doesn't want us to hate raid these people. I think the last thing she wants you to do is touch these people in any way. These people get others to raid them. I mean, okay. There's nothing wrong with, like, assembling a group of people that raid you to each other. That's basically what a VTuber group is. But, like, the way that Spooky carries themselves, it just sounds bad. Don't touch the poo? Yes. 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 Pretty much. And Lotus asked the question I think everybody was curious about. If that's the case, why'd you ask Dragonfat to ask her to collab with you? And so it goes on and on. Lotus, the modifiers, drops the Spooky doc as evidence of Spooky's accusations. This behavior Kirsche reprimanded him for. Oh, good. Hold on. Gosh, fucking hell. Oh, there it is. By the way, I totally agree with what Kirsche is saying here. I'd expect most people avoid touching the poo, but if you're a mod, there's an extra layer. Please don't touch, I beg. Just like I said to SFO, when mods' actions reflect on me, don't make me have to DFD you. I agree. I agree. So he continues to assert that Kirsche talked shit about him without any evidence while providing zero evidence. And I'm just going to start skimming a little bit, chat. I would like to continue moving on. Like, if we get to the part where Short Fat Otaku is mentioned, we'll save that for tomorrow. Alright? Then I'm going to have to go to bed, wake up, and a whole bunch of people are going to want to, like, talk to me because I had this stream tonight, and I'm not ready for that. So check her Discord, ask her to bring to the original discussion. You didn't delete it entirely. Didn't happen in my house, nor I was present. Kind of the whole problem. I'm being called a jerk, but it's cowardly whisper, network slander, BS, and hypocrisy that's the problem. Oh well, like... The main problem with all this is it can be answered by resolving the question, or asking the question, why? It is a good question. Alright, on to 6. Praise Jesus. The DFD contacts Winged Hustler and tells him he feels betrayed by him. SFO wants to speak with him. Nice talking about how my back that I'm banned from the server. Dev saw you angry with him and asked me to ask you to DM him. That's all I did. Oh, simplified. I told him I was sick of his bad takes in the Peek at Me situation. Oh, okay. So this is after the Peek at Me situation. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So a lot of people already dislike Dev in her server because of other situations, and maybe Chris just didn't know. I'm sure if she knew, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for her on that, but I'm sure that there would have been more caution if she knew a lot of shit by him. Or maybe she did. I don't know. You need to feel the need to throw me on the bus? I had no input on that, and you did admit inviting him? To be honest, after this incident, I don't know if I can trust DFD anymore. We're friends since Star Citizen days, haven't talked much lately. Oh, that's a long time to be friends with somebody, holy cow. That was not liked among many of the GG boys, and for good reason. Yeah. I mean, like... I would still like to see this... If anybody has the stream where Dev talks about wanting to dox Jim, please send it. Please send it. I'd like to see that. I want to see that. Because Jim talking about it is fine. I want to see that, though. Please and thank you. What are my retard takes? Actually, to answer this question first, is anything I tell you explain even worth typing out, or will you just treat me like everyone acts about Dev? Yeah, sure, you're lying now. Because for the right-wingers based and red-pilled people, conservatives, or whatever you are allegedly, people effing act like commies with your struggle session bait. I just got here. What's going on? We're reading the Kirsche Doc, and I'm learning a lot. Learning a lot. You're taking a peek at me, asking like she never got bullied at all. Sure, could have been planning on leaving, but the harassment sure helps speed it up. Oh man. Are we getting to Dev now? Yes, we are. SFO speaks briefly with Winged Hustler and claims he feels betrayed by them. You always had a line to me. Do you not see Lilith and I argue all the time? We've had arguments over DeSantis stuff, over the self-ID stuff. There's this idea that Lilith has been turned me into a commie, but man, am I turning her away from the left slope. Okay. I'm not going to, again, talk about the Lilith jokes. I have heard all of them. Okay? I have heard all of them. They're kind of funny, but I'm not going to talk about any of them. But it's just funny that I see that name brought up. Everyone who says I'm moving leftward because of Lilith is retarded anyway. I thought you'd DM me if you actually had an issue. When did you start hating me? Wait, was it over Peek at Me? Sai, you literally just said she was a con woman and cheated on her chat. Con cheat? No, I think she got that money. She wanted to decide to peace out. That's your right, but you and I have spoken a lot. I'm actually disappointed you wouldn't even ask me before prejudging me. You're not a random fella. You've always had a line with me. You've had plenty of bad takes, especially since you're so separation from Scrub. I feel like you listened too far to Lilith. Okay, so are people saying that Lilith is the reason why he's that bad? Lilith isn't his girlfriend, is it? No. Lilith is that trans person, if I remember right. Love is the trans person. Then he's got his girlfriend. Right? I think so. Dev is a chaser. I will not confirm or deny if I've heard that. That's what I've heard. Okay. We're moving on. 3 months later, a third party not connected with Kirsch's community was concerned enough to contact one of Kirsch's mods about DFD claiming to be collecting dirt on Kirsch to be dropped anonymously when she, quote-unquote, makes it. So this is when it starts for real. This is when the gay ops start. You have reached floor 7. The gay op floor has arrived. That's all I need to know. This right here is when it starts. I mean, obviously all of this shit here is important. This is where the shit talking turns into violence. Random person with their name obscured. Lars, are you mod in Kirsch's server? I know this is random, but it's important. And then Dragon says, I have 6 people in Kirsch's server that give me dirt on everyone in there. Oh, chat. I feel like oh man, I'm really afraid here now. Oh, we're done. If chat, you can't be in that server, because if you're in that server, you're going on a list. If you donate to that Kirsch and her bitch ass, you're done, kiddo. You're done. That bitch will never find out who they are. I'm waiting for the day she kind of makes it. I'll drop an anonymous care package on the internet. Not the first list I'd be on, kiddo. No, not that one. I'm talking about Mersh. Man really get me photos of Spider-Man. I'm not a Discord mod, but I can DM her this. Where'd you find this? We know of her, one of SFO's mods. In Dragon server, we've been close for a while. You know her. I was in school when I met her. Sorry to say that your friend is a shitstar when it comes to Kirsch. I have no idea where her hostility comes from. I thought she liked her, now she's trying to expose her or whatever. We already had dealt with her and Kirsch even... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. This person's name is obscured. Great. They're kind of saying who they are with how they know. Now maybe there's more than one person, but... Just saying. Just saying. I don't know. We've already had to deal with her and Kirsch. She even had one-on-one with SFO about her. Kirsch better not trust Dev. Remember her saying she liked him. She doesn't. While he was cordial on that one-on-one, he showed bad faith and did nothing about Dragon's hostility. She doesn't mind SFO, but she doesn't trust him, is what I mean. Okay. So, we're establishing right now. Kirsch does not trust him, but she could be cordial with him. If only that's where it stayed. If only that's where it stopped. Plus, keep this on the down low. I don't want to get exposed. I mean, girl recorded something for someone. She doesn't mind us, but she doesn't trust him. Okay, so, person's insinuating that they think it's for Short Fat Otaku. That is an insinuation. Insinuation. Might not be true. I can't tell. I don't know. I'm sort of obligated to relay this to Kirsch, but I'll keep you anonymous. Thank you. And I'm not asking you to spy on your friend, but if something truly alarming comes out, I'd appreciate knowing about it. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Okay. September 30th. 11 days later, Kirsch appears on the Archcast with V, Arch, and Short Fat Otaku. Kirsch was unfamiliar with the Archcast and was unaware Short Fat Otaku would be a guest on the same time as her. After the Archcast, Kirsch is contacted by Short Fat Otaku where she confronts him with the actions of his moderator, video archive of DMs. After speaking with her, Short Fat Otaku provides claims that that she is not running gay ops on Kirsch, has no plans to use the information, and was just DFD being angry about Wing Tassar backstabbing her, which Short Fat Otaku believed Wing Tassar did that to him too. Okay. Now, to be fair, this would be kind of weird to hear after a collab with somebody. I know that like it was kind of awkward first time they met. It's kind of weird. I would definitely be like bewildered by it. But if, let's say that I am in that role, all right? Kirsche comes to me and says, your mod's a shit stir. I'm gonna ask for proof. All right? All right? And if it's real, oh, it definitely happened then. It definitely happened then. Now, I don't know what's going through his head. Maybe he's just like... Maybe he's just like, not wanting to believe that. Maybe in the beginning he's like, oh no, obviously that's not happening. No, that's not happening. That's not happening. I mean, if I was in his head, I'd be fucking freaking out at that moment. And his friend not. What? Oh, that is so hard. I am gonna have to... That made it worse. I gotta scroll down here. There we go. That's not much easier to see. And this is what he has posted. Oh, okay, so this is him sharing the DMs. You can tell her verbatim oh man, that is so blurry. Verbatim probably that I'm not running gay ops against her. She never was and never will be worth the time or energy. Now, one of her viewers may die in an automobile accident, just one. Some people in VT don't like her. More of the Pippa's more deranged fans see her as a parasite orbiter. Should be worried about them more. Oh well. And no, I don't know them. I'm not even a Pippa fan. As for the gay ops against you, it turns out to be a fake lead. So I made to just screenshot this and send it to her. Also, what automobile accident? And yeah. Commissar Luna Wing Tassar better check his light brake light. Oh my. I'm not repeating that. I'm not repeating. That's in private. But what the hell? He made shit up. He talked behind my back. So it was gaslighting him. He talked shit. Yeah, that's about the Wing Tassar person. And I've heard that accusation about you semi-regularly. You have a rep of climbing the clout ladder. I don't think talking to her is going to do anything. She's straight up lying. I don't think that's true, but I've heard that more than once for sure. Dev. Dev, that is not how you... That's not how you do this. Where are we? We're on 8. You don't... Okay, I'm gonna ask a serious question here. I'm gonna eat some more of my food. And then I'm gonna ask you guys a serious question here. I didn't think to ask this of him. Is Dev autistic? Unironically. 100% being serious here. Is Dev autistic or just socially unaware? Like, Dev loves being humiliated? Okay. Unknown? I know that I'm probably giving him more, like, goodwill than a lot of you people would. Trust me, I know. But, like, when I see somebody that does that, when I see somebody that, when I see somebody that says that, they either have no social awareness, or they're just, like, malicious. So, you know, if I was trying to be best faith possible, you know, because I'm gonna say the reason why I say that is because I occasionally have stupid comments like that. I typically try not to have them with, like, good people. But I know that there are certain times where I say something like that and I don't intend to. So maybe I'm just giving him too much of a benefit of a doubt here. Alright? You guys are all saying that it's malicious, alright? You guys have your opinion, and that's fine. Oh, excuse me. But like, best faith possible. He didn't realize that that was like one of the dumbest things you could say. I have this Short Fat Otaku Medicare stream archive. Do you have the archive where he is talking or just Medicare? Because if it's just Medicare, I've seen that one. I want the archive where Short Fat Otaku is saying he wants to dox Jim. Because Jim alleged that. I want to hear Dev say it. Anyway. Church claps back. I knew Pippa before she was in phase. People claiming I'm leeching literally haven't been watching Pippa long. Seems to remember me giving Pippa her initial bump long before she blew up, and considering Pippa's the only person I collab with, that there isn't a clout ladder. DBH, it is an accusation you probably just have to live with. I get accused of using Sargon, have been accused for years. When we were both indie, Pippa used to watch my stream since I was Terra, yet I'm sure it'll be something that people say forever. It's not true, but people on outside aren't gonna know or care. I really don't care about what randoms on VT say. What's weird is if I'm gonna hang out with people, if they have mods who are psychos, actively gunning for me. Good point. Kirsch provides direct evidence that DFD was claiming to be collecting information in Kirsch's server and waiting for the right time to drop it. Okay. She's been honest with me over the years. If you manage to find evidence she's lying, I'll make sure to slap her with it. I have evidence. I just do not want anyone else to draw her ire. I would have mentioned anything if I didn't have proof from her own mouth that she's compiling shit in my server. I have not had to deal with any drama until her, and I prefer to keep it that way. I'm sorry, Kirsch. I wish you didn't have to deal with it either. When was this? September 19th? Last year? Nearly 1 year later. Checks the clock. Nearly 1 year later. I wish I could say that, I wish I could say that that was the case. Who talks like that? I guess Dev does. Dev brought on a member of Medicare, which hints on Twitter that they would dox Jim. I think he also hinted it on PR on Tonka Show and got laughed off. Sad thing is, Dev used Sargon not only for clout, but as a way to get into other social groups, and honestly, I would have not known Dev existed if it wasn't for him knowing this group. Are you in her server? I have a history of it. I think so. If you can find yourself then, let me give you a text to search for. I have 6 people in Kirsten's server. He's like, I'm not in her server anymore, and she claims to have deleted it. It's also a lie, considering the drama that you got dragged into in the first place is her being upset with me for a guy who's already lying. It's not my business to care why you trust her. I'm just saying. And then he's like, sure, but at this point, since I can't search it up myself, can you send it to me? I have zero reason to lie to you or specifically hate when your mods at random. Like I said, I'm only the one drawing here. I'm the only one drawing her higher, and I don't care whose I draw. I decay how large her Discord is, so the guy who sent this to me could. I don't know who the guy is, but he thought her rant was unhinged enough to warrant warning my mods. So Winged, who stars one of your mods now, right? I think I saw him modded during the stream chat today. He was in DFT's server. The random anonymous person who warned your team is most likely him. They were friends for a decade long before oh my gosh. He's like trying to... He's trying to bring in this other guy. Kirsch's... Oh, hold on. As he felt to relax and tries to turn the conversation to on Winged, who started betrayal. And Kirsch's like, it wasn't him. He was added to help during my donathon when I'm... And I don't know who the guy is. I mean, he's not a member of my community, and I've never seen his name before. Okay, my only criticism then. I understand when you need help with stuff. I get it. Be careful. Be careful if you don't know the guy. The donathon was last year. Be very careful about that. Again, like, she's saying that she just added him, and he's never been in the community. Just be careful with that. I still say that Dev's angry at Kirsch because she's exposing Bridge, and that's the main thing. Why would he be angry at her for exposing that? Unless he's directly profiting from that. But if that's the conspiracy you will have, you'd have to send some sort of proof for it. Her claim is that she doesn't care about you. The screenshot is her basically being angry because Wing and His Heart backstabbed her and partially used you to do it, and she doesn't actually intend to do any of this stuff. I don't know what she actually intends, but I do know, excuse me, she's got a very strong grudge against Winged. If it turns out to be our two mods feuding, I'm gonna be angry. Screenshot is not from Winged, and he was already not in her Discord. This is your mod for the second time dragging you into shit. Let me remind you, the only reason you wound up on my channel last time was because she thought she could start drama by telling you to show up. Winged actually deflecting. Thank you. Winged His Heart did actually backstab her, that much I've already confirmed, even personally, because he also backstabbed me. She wanted to F with him by using you. That's obviously bad. Agreed. Agreed. Dev is short fat otaku? Yes. He doesn't matter the conversation, but he's not somebody I would defend. And if you're buying her deflection, man, I DK. Maybe we can take Dragon out of it because he betrayed me too, independent of her, and I'm not going to persecute you for it. Question mark, because that's unreasonable. What? Yeah, okay. Again. Major idiot or deflection? You decide. At this point, I don't know. Major deflection or a retard? Pick one, alright? Pick one. I'm fine with either. Both of them don't look good. I'm saying pick one. He said he recently became a mod for you, or did I misunderstand? Who starts literally nothing to do with anything in this conversation. There's zero reason to speak out about him. She tried to lag in and use him as a deflection. Now for some reason we're talking about him. Forget about her deflections, because I now have my own case against him separate from hers. Why are you deflecting it? Get back to the point. Your mod wants to fucking cause shit. You don't seem to care. Without deflection, there's no reason to talk about him. He's not trying to do anything to harm your channel. Well, she claims likewise, and I assume you don't believe her. I'm guessing your view of the situation is she's going to come out of the woodwork down the line and drop some gay ops on you. Oh, that's the first time he mentions it. As well denies being complicit in DFT's actions. As you should. I have proof for her for not believing her. Winged His Heart does not mention you at all. I'm glad. She has made it very clear on several occasions. I'd like it to stay that way. Her and Spooky both have spark fits on Twitter after you and I spoke, and then I learned later down the road she's still speaking about me and threatening me in her own Discord, and she has lied to you twice in this convo. I don't know what Spooky's problem is, but I haven't talked to him in some time. He's left the internet, and I know nothing about it. And you still somewhat want me to believe you, IDK man. Well, this makes me more suspicious of you rather than giving her any lenience. You're either retarded because you... See, she picks up on it too, chat. Kirsche and I, we have the same brain cell here. She picks up on it too. She literally says, you're either retarded because you believe her when I've proven her to be lying, or you are complicit. Which one is it? Which one is it? You know? I'm not in on it. I'm trying to get the info. You said multiple times, but show me once. What else do you have? This. She assumed wrongly that the guy was Winged who outed her, and she said only that she said because she was mad at Winged. Proving her wrong is me telling you Winged wasn't in her server, then telling you that wasn't him who sent to me. But I don't have evidence of those claims. I'm not giving you the name of the person who alerted my mods. I'm at least that intelligent. I understand. Without the dragon lying the second time, she still lied the first time, and thought of an excuse involving Winged His Heart in the extra knowledge you gave her. Now you're claiming that I'm possibly complicit from your point of view. Do you understand that from my point of view, I knew Winged was there personally, and it's far more likely that it was just him. SFO continues claiming DFT's actions are purely because of Winged His Heart and continues denying any gay ops are occurring. Okay. I don't think you necessarily want to do anything to me, just that you would run defense for whatever gay ops she's doing because she's your friend / mod. This conversation has already been exhausting, if I'm going to be honest. You like to stand by her side, have at him I do, but I have myself and my community to think about, so I prefer to have no further communications. And at that point, it was at this point, on September 30th, right? Yep, at 12:53 a.m., she says, I can't trust you. So... she's saying, I can't trust you. And again, I don't know Kirsch's life story. All right? I'm not going to claim to know. She doesn't need to justify that to me. What I am going to say is she has her boundaries for what trust is to her. It's very obvious by this point on September 30th here. It's very obvious by this point. She has set up a wall. So she has a reason to be untrustworthy. And I'm not expecting Dev to understand that, all right? By this point, again, if I was in his shoes, I'd be fucking confused. But I again, don't understand. She showed a picture, and he's just saying, "Oh, she said she wasn't." Okay. I don't understand it. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. She keeps receipts on everything? Yeah. I don't know. If I could be real for a moment, I understand that you guys are mad. You're well within your rights to be mad. I just, like, bros. I don't know if, like, I don't know if you guys are, like, saying some of these things because you know it makes him mad, or you're saying these things because you just like to clown on him, but, like, I can't co-sign any of that. Some of you guys are saying things that I have to be in a certain mood to say, I guess. And while I'm definitely bothered by this, I don't know. That could be Tism. I don't know. I'm just like, well, it is midnight now. Better. All I'll say is I can't co-sign that. This is where I want to stop, though. We're stopping at 8. At 0.8 out of 30. Eight out of 30, chat. What did we learn? What did we learn today, chat? I learned... that there's two roads to this. There's two roads to this. And again, Dev, Short Fat Otaku, if you're listening here, I only see two roads to this. Okay? Number one, you don't understand entirely the situation. And so because of that, you're fumbling around. Which I don't think is necessary. I don't think that should be taken as a positive look, by the way. I don't think saying, oh, I just don't understand, is a positive look. That means that there are some critical issues that need to be addressed here, all right? That's path number one. Path number two is openly malicious. Not at the point we're currently at, all right? But I feel like it's approaching the point where either... where it's just getting malicious here. I feel like there's been a lot of deflection when it should be very easy to just say, yeah, that's a pretty damning screenshot of my mod saying that they're gonna like try and commit life. By the way, I haven't even addressed this yet. DFD, what they're trying to do is life ruination, in my personal opinion. Okay? In my personal opinion, that is life ruination. Trying to gather private, well, not just like private information, but trying to gather shit on Kirsche, trying to, thinking that you're going to release it one day and throw it out to the world and something is going to happen because of it. That's life ruination. All right? That is a hard line that you do not want to cross. That is a hard line that if you cross, you are giving the open door for everybody to do it back to you. And let me tell you, that is not a line I feel like anybody should cross unless they are absolutely retarded. Look how it's treating Ethan Ralph. I hate to bring up that guy, but like literally, Ethan Ralph went from the point he was at. You could make criticisms about Ralph and where he's come from and where he's going. But Ralph went from the heel stream to living in a hovel where he's afraid of the cartel and apparently giving me fucking hurricanes in Mexico. All right? That sucks, man. Like, unironically, I don't think anybody wants that. So, I mean, it's already a year late, almost a year late at this point. But literally, if you're not seeing the problem is your mods are gay and stupid. The gay part is a joke, by the way. Your mods are stupid. They're trying to commit life ruination. I know you like to joke about a lot of things. You told me you joke about a lot of things. But if life ruination is one of those things that you can't take seriously, it's going to be really hard for me to take you seriously. I can be gay, non-derogatory, yes. So, which is it? Which is it? Either way, right now, with all I've read, I haven't read enough, in my personal opinion, to make a comment. But I definitely see, or I feel like I can see, where this is going. And if it goes where I think it's going, then yeah, bro, I guess I know why this exists. Like, I can't spiral any more than that. Like, how hard is it? Unless DFD has some sort of, blackmail on you. How hard is it to say, yeah, that's fucked up? I mean, like, if you're short on supply for friends, like, you don't want to lose this one. Okay? I just don't get it. I don't get it, chat. What is the disconnect here? Like, this isn't a right, a left, or a centrist issue. This is literally just, are my friends being asshats? Yes? No? Yes? Okay. Correct? Or be okay with the fact that they are doing something and I am now associated with it. Especially if they work for you. That's it. That's all I'm going to say on it for tonight. Let me read the super chats. And then we're going to Then we're gonna go to bed. Because I'm tired. Spooky Chapter 0, yes. I don't feel like I'm being unfair here. Okay? I don't feel like I'm being unfair to say you can't support that. Alright? You can't. Like, if you... I don't know. Yeah. Let me read the super chats. Well, I'm already late for sleep. Hayden75 for 10 says, you retweeted him when he tweeted about Kirsch. I didn't see them anymore. Shortfight Otaku, I think. Probably did. I can't remember. Hayden for another 10 says, just to be clear, SFO might not have deleted tweets. Just know when I look up, I don't see any of the tweets where he said about Kirsch. When I look at his page, I also don't follow him, and I just looked him up. Yeah, when it comes to the tweets... Maybe? I don't know. You find me evidence that he deleted them, I'll say yes. But, like, until then, I still have that tweet where he said he will leave Kirsch alone. Speaking of which... Where is that? Hold on. Speaking of which... Let me, bring that up here. I forgot to play that. I would like to play that before I go to bed. Two minutes. You get your dose of dev speak tonight, chat.
Music and flash a bunch of screen caps without actually explaining them. It's really easy to play some music and flash a bunch of screen caps without actually explaining them and then turn that into a narrative. That narrative's harder to maintain when you actually have to read and explain what's being said.
I think this is the second one.
For someone who exclaims they just want to be left alone, you sure have been busy messaging each of my associates, asking them to leak my private conversations with them to you. I know of at least 3 people you've contacted, and I also know that you left empty-handed with them, because surprise, surprise, I haven't actually done anything. Here's some of the DFD screen caps from Kirsche's video. And let me just quote this. I'm not actually behind anything involving the recently surfaced email. This is in reference to some leftoids who dropped a Kirsch hit piece after she appeared on the Archcast. Another quote, come to terms, it's not me, it was an old bluff, angered blustering, drop this and walk away. The bluff was this earlier screen cap where DFD did threaten Kirsch. Kirsch believes that DFD was involved in the lefty hit piece, despite DFD not being associated with leftist cancel pigs at all. Another screen cap from Kirsch's video is me asking Kirsch for the evidence on DFD. That
which one of those?
While I was in that server, I specifically looked around after Kirsch messaged me because I don't actually want people harassing her. The only evidence I found is exactly what is stated in Kirsch's own video, that it was angered blustering that went nowhere. That lefty document wasn't DFD. More importantly, though, here's a big part of the conversation that Kirsch seems to have deliberately omitted. Despite having no real proof DFD was involved in anything, I still understood that it looked bad and that maybe she wanted some reassurances from me that I wasn't a part of it. So I offered to demod DFD. Kirsch herself actually rejected that offer. She even said that I was innocent. She just wanted me to leave her alone anyway. And so I have. For 6 months, I've left you alone. I don't keep tabs on what you're doing. I don't have people in your server or whatever else. I don't need to engagement farm off of you. If I did, I'd post a video on my channel. And I'm certainly not lying. You seem to be, though. Am I in this screen cap you presented when you called me out by name? I don't see me anywhere on here. I'm in this one, though, where I specifically said, I don't want this to happen. Kirsch, there are people messing with you. And they're not me. You seem to want to pin it on me. Maybe because you're actually a drama monger and claiming my scalp is a bigger prize than some random Discord retards. Or maybe it's because you're actually just a paranoid schizophrenic. But I'm not involved with your haters. It's none of my business. That being said, I'll honor your request. I'll stop lying about you and I'll leave you alone because I have been.
Wait, is he inferring that he lied about her previously with saying that?
Time. You should begin doing the same towards me.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of. Hold on. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one.
Straightforward.
It was this one.
So I'll just be completely straightforward. I am not involved in any gay ops against Kirsch. None of my mods are involved either. I think this is just people trying to start trouble. If you're a part of my community and you're involved, knock it off. Leave Kirsch alone. If I catch anyone stirring up trouble, I'll just ban you outright. None of my mods are involved. I am not involved. I'll just ban you outright.
Leave me the fuck alone.
So I'll just be completely straight.
Again, I will maintain. And you are welcome to refute this, Dev, if you want to. But when you made that video saying that you will leave her alone, as far as I know, until the Offkai video, that had been maintained. And now you are just talking again. I'm just like, sorry, I'm just processing here. Rewind it? Do I need to, wait, hold on. Do I need to rewind it? Hold on. I don't want to get, did I get something wrong? Hold on.
Without actually explaining them and then turn that into a narrative.
Let me, I'm not going to rewatch it, but that's, there we go.
It was angered blustering that went nowhere. That lefty document wasn't DFD. More importantly, though, here's a big part of the conversation that Kirsche seems to have deliberately omitted.
Oh, the audio
despite
just
having
decided
no
to
real
die
proof
there.
DFD
Oh,
was
and come
involved in
back.
anything.
Wow,
I
what
still
the fuck?
understood that it looked bad and that maybe she wanted some reassurances from me that I wasn't a part of it. So I offered to demod DFD. Kirsche herself actually rejected that offer. She even said that I was innocent. She just wanted me to leave her alone anyway. And so I have. For 6 months, I've left you alone. I don't keep tabs on what you're doing. I don't have people in your server or whatever else. I don't need to engagement farm off of you. If I did, I'd post a video on my channel. And I'm certainly not lying. You seem to be, though. Am I in this screen cap you presented when you called me out by name? I don't see me anywhere on here.
I may have heard it wrong.
One, though, where I specifically said,
I could have heard it wrong, chat. If I did, I apologize about that.
There are people messing with you. And they're not me. You seem to want to pin it on me. Maybe because you're actually a drama monger and claiming my scalp is a bigger prize than some random Discord retards. Or maybe it's because you're actually just a paranoid schizophrenic. But I'm not involved with your haters. It's none of my business. That being said, I'll honor your request. I'll stop lying about you and I'll leave you alone. Because
I'll stop lying about you and leave you alone.
You should begin doing the same towards me.
I'll stop lying about you and leave you alone. Okay. I don't know, channel. I don't know. Maybe that's just... I'll stop lying about you and leave you alone. I don't know.
Could you make me a woman?
By the way, Mrs. Doubtfire is one of my favorite movies because Robin Williams is just a gem. Let's continue reading these. I just talked over it again. Did I? Okay. Alright. Then I will link it for you. Let me link it for you. I'm sorry. Like, I'm tired. Here, chat. If you are very interested in listening to that, I will do a direct link for you. The way I heard that, though, he said, I'll stop lying about you. I don't know how to take that. But again, point taken from what I'm trying to say. In the video, you said, you stopped talking about me, I stopped talking about you. Like I said, I've done that. I've had a friend that I've been like, you know what? Let's just both fuck off of each other. That's not hard to not get involved. That is my biggest problem right now. This doc would not exist if that was still the case. Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. The zombie outbreak for 5 says, I never understood the worship of Oshis. I just give it an enormous amount of disposable income to Face Connect and Kirsche. I don't understand it either. I don't worship anybody. I have one idol, and that is Micro. And other than that, I don't have any idols. I don't keep them. Not FBI for 5 says, remember guys, Kirsche doesn't want us to hate raid these people. Exactly. You don't touch the poo. You don't mess with the people that you're... There's a reason why when I talk about drama with somebody, or I talk about the drama with that person, like, I try to avoid, like, actively talking to them unless I need their point. Because there have been times, I will admit, that I have reached out to the person and said, listen, I want your side too. That is about the extent of it. I'm not just gonna jump into something if I can't, like... Now, to be fair, most people don't give it to me because they already just, you know, like, oh, you're the VTubers that had that one shitty take. I'm not gonna talk to you about anything. But, you know, don't really what to say. So, maybe I'm too nice. I don't know, some people just haven't seen my actual angry side yet. That sounds cringe, I'm sorry. Brother Malachi for 2 says, my poor fam Pagliaki octopi. What does that mean? It's an Italian opera in which a prologue... Well, I am partially Italian, so I guess that counts. Not really too much Italian, I am just enough. I am just enough. I have Italian, German, and Scandinavian. And Ed for 10 for coffee in the morning. Well, I don't drink coffee, but I will use this to get caffeine of some sort. Alright. I'm not too big that I can't say thank you for people following, so I am going to sort by followers and say thank you to everybody that followed me today. Please wish me luck. First person on the list. Winged Hussar. 88, thank you for the follow. You're quite the individual of interest tonight. I don't know if you're still here. But after reading this, I have to ask, are you also involved in gay ops? I am actually kind of being serious. Moving on here. Darwin Smith, thank you for the sub. River of Gorillas, thank you for the follow. I'll alternate between subs and follows on Twitch and YouTube. Diehard Saint, thank you for the sub. Temp, thank you for the resub on Twitch. Let's go. Dragon's Treasure, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I need to get back to you on Twitter. You sent me a message, and I will reply to you probably tomorrow. Mad Mada 101 and Swordman Gear, thank you for the sub. Cheese Whiz 40mm, thank you for the sub. Kitsune _ nay, thank you for the follow. Stephen Trailsmith, thank you for the sub. Regil Tapeworm Rage, Squid Boy 237, thank you for the follows. Bob Smith, thank you for the follow. Marshall, by the way, thank you for the raid earlier. I deeply appreciate it. Paladin Ash, Pat Bateman, Ran Taro Amami, excuse me. Sonic Fighter 64, Solve 4X, Small Tank 2, Zeki Tsurai, War Lodar, The Raging D. I'm gonna be tired, but I'm gonna be happy. These names, man. Spartans 300, Tiger Mock TV VT, Eternal War 89, Lord Boneman, Camo Skeleton, Big _ Z44, Cecil Wayback Gaming Machine, Scalus, Chank Satomi. I see what you did there. a bunch of newbies, Massive Doge, The Eyes in the Shadows, and Dagrum Darkforge. Thank you so much for the follows and the subs on YouTube and Twitch. I appreciate it. I'll be back for part 2 tomorrow. Paco's gonna be upset that I'm not making videos, but I feel an urge to talk about this some more because I want to get to the end because I still don't feel like I am reading the whole. I'm not good enough. This is not the whole story. And to be fair to everybody, even people that we may not like, I have to at the very least do that. Later, Jesus wept. Get some rest. I will. I have to eat. I'm gonna do my dinner for breakfast tomorrow. At least I have 4.5 hours. Anyway. Can we raid somebody on YouTube and Twitch? Is somebody live right now? If you're on YouTube, you're going to the Lo-Fi Girl. This is my go-to because I don't follow very many people on YouTube. Where is my Twitch? Bring that up. Thank you everybody for the love today, by the way. A lot of craziness. Just gonna say, oh, I'll have you raid Mizu. Mizu needs the love too. Be nice. Mizu is a fun boy. He's a good one though. Alright, chat. Good night.